And we are back from a long break. We would like to apologize. Pero, papalitan naman natin yan ng napakainit na third matchup. It's Life is Roblox versus MCOM Esports. Once again, we are back in the caster's deck. It's Giyang and Kaori ready to bring you the action. And once again, welcome back to Predator League PH 2026.
I think this is going to be one of the anticipated matches as well for today. Life is Roblox versus MCOM Esports. Both teams have significant experience already in the competitive space, and I think both of them are really ready for this matchup as well. But just a side note, di ko kasi na-take note kanina. Sobrang natuwa ako sa last na video na meron tayo nung habang break tayo bago tayo lumabas kasi I saw that scooter, man. I was so impressed. I want to get one. Predator, please give me. Tawa ako eh. It was like off-road and stuff. Parang, while on the break, I was watching some gym stuff. Tapos parang, siguro kaya ko to gawin if I have a transpo. Then I saw, pagkatingin ko sa screen natin, parang, I need that.
Just zooming across the neighborhood eh. No? Sa akin yung napakalupit na monitors ni Predator, ay yung laptops din pala nila. I was so astonished na sa specs na meron yan. So, now that is out of the way, we have said our, ano ba? Para ba natin tatawagin yan? Desires ni Boss Giyang. Pero, just a little nitpick pa ako dun sa scooter na yun. I've seen it quite a lot. You're just going to go on the bike lane, just going about your day, just standing or farming.
Yeah, actually, fun fact, I'm actually a scooter fan. I did have and I purchased and have a scooter before when I was working kasi hirap talaga na travel. I tried cycling towards work. It was brutal going against traffic at like 6-7 a.m. just to reach bike 10 kilometers tapos pauwi 10 kilometers ulit ng rush hour. So when I had a scooter, parang, dali. So sikat-sikat lang ako. It's like having a motorcycle but different. It's more free. parang ganun.
Made life much more easier.
It makes life so much easier. And I think it's much more applicable today. Because there's actually more like bike roads that you can use. And you're guaranteed faster than a bike. I've seen like scooters going for like 60 to 80 kph.
Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Don't do that. You can still run into someone with that speed. What's that look?
I mean, if you can.
I think this man is just ripping at 60 to 80 on those bike lanes. Given
Wala
the circumstances,
hanggang 25 lang yung kaya 30 ata.
Given the circumstances na walang kumakain ng bike lane, kasi usually meron din. Wala ba?
Pag wala,
Zooming.
Maingay kasi yun eh. Di ba? May like electric motor siya. There's no rev and all. It's just pure performance. Kaya nakakatawa din.
License for that?
No, it's like bike. I'm not. I mean, there was a talk about maybe needing a license for it, but it's technically a bike. So
I mean,
no.
You can make the case for it. But making life so much easier. Baka naman daw. Masasagot ba ang hili ni Boss Giyang? Antayin nyo na lang sa Facebook page niya na, thank you so much for the...
I-review natin yan na malupitan.
In-depth review. Dapat IRL stream din daw. IRL stream.
Pupunta ako ng MOA to Fairview, pabalik ng MOA, pabalik ng Fairview.
Naka-live.
Hindi, bawal yun.
Bawal ba yun?
Bawal ang driving stream. Driving stream is not allowed. I can walk.
Naka GoPro.
Naka Explorer cameras. That would be really fun if ever. I mean, if ever. Yun yung naging literal na pang intro natin no? Pang intro natin dito sa laban nito. Actually, to everyone that is not familiar with Life is Roblox, because majority of everyone that is in the League of Legends community space knows LIR already, or there's LAR, there's Guardians Hive. They've been acquired by Kyo Esports as well. But LIR is like their casual version ng pang ito yung isang version ng team nila na parang mas flexible kasi Kyo Esports iba talaga yung lineup na nila doon. Ito, it's a bit of a combination of 1JW coming in from Inferno Esports. There's also Yedu right now instead of Moops, Carnage instead of Austerity. Yan. So, may onting pagkakaiba kasi Austerity is on all full right now. Kaya, yun dun sa team siya maglalaro.
Yeah, but traditionally, he would play with these guys, di ba? Pero, kanina, di ba, pinag-uusapan natin, life is so much easier dun sa electric scooter. Pero,
Oo. Yun lang yung sa MCOM. I think this is some sort of a little bit of a rivalry as well because MCOM Esports, they've been in the scene for quite a while now. I remember seeing them perform really well last year as well, although they didn't really reach the top echelon. Pero they always give an impression that they're a really good team. Ito sila Noguri, sila Kreze, sila Rupert, sila Shogun. They've been in the space already. They've gone through so many teams as well. I've known them personally then and they're really good. Isa pa nga sa mabubuhat sa akin yan sa RG. Kaya or sa SD kaya yan, nakakatuwa din sila. They're really nice people as well. And I think they're just gonna be at one, of course, under the organization of MCOM Esports is try to perform as the best as they can, and of course have fun along the way as well kasi syempre they're peers.
Yeah, they're peers and they're representing an esports club in this regard. So much higher stakes for MCOM, reaching those expectations, but up against such a tough opposition, Life is Roblox. Kita nga natin na kumbaga sila. Nabanggit ko na ba Infinity Stones kanina? Pero parang ganoon, Infinity Stones sila from different teams, being put into the gauntlet, different strengths, but once you see them play, it's just a lot to take in. Pero speaking of a lot taken, here comes the team profile for Life is Roblox as you get to meet the team.
Yan, ito yung isa sa mga nakakatuwa dati kasi 2022 when they started to dominate the scene, Life is Roblox or Guardians Hive, at least the organization itself, yung group nila, they dominated the space. They beat West Point Esports as well, the main team before locally, and they just dominated the scene for 1 or 2 years until West Point Esports came back in a much better sense alongside with Crescio. Ito yung mga players natin, mga batak-batak talaga ito. You can also see yan yung kumakaway si Cruz streaming League of Legends. He also played Wild Rift, but he mainly plays League of Legends. And mga players ito, mga really friendly people as well. Nakikita nyo na gumagawa ng contents din, nagla-live.
Yes.
And you can also support them on their channels.
Yes, support them as much as you can. Not just here in this tournament, pero din sa mga live streams sila. Because, we are a community. We are as one on and off the stream. And, let's talk about MCOM Esports Club naman ngayon as they are the opposing team. Ang makakatapat ng Life is Roblox in this best of 1 series. Here's the team profile of MCOM Esports. You have Cute Bard, Kreese, Rupert, Shogun, and Nuguri as their 5-man roster.
Nakakamiss din katambahin to sa mga Discord kasi I always hang out with them, especially before nung marami pa akong time sa mga Discord as we play games together. Si Rupert madalas inaasar pa namin na lagi may buff yan eh. I remember one of my tournaments, grabe yung buff na meron yan. They even had like a photo shoot or something kasi we had like a photographer there. And sobrang nakakatuwa supportahan yung mga players natin. And now they're here as well under MCE, and I think they're gonna be, aside from having fun, they're gonna give it their all.
Yeah, exactly, because this is an opportunity that they wouldn't let slip up. Bawal talagang mawala sa palad nila ang oportunidad na to, and if there's any proving grounds or any battlegrounds na kaya nilang patunayan yun at dapat nilang patunayan yun, this is the league that they have to perform. This is Predator League PH 2026. And it's such a big deal, and every single game matters at this point. You have Life is Roblox on the other end, creating and piecing up together the members of a certain team. Pero speaking of being ready for anything, there you go. Helios Neo 16S AI. Unleash peak gaming speed and power with Predator Helios 16S AI, giving performance that doesn't compromise. Shop now at Acer Predator Online Shop, Acer Predator Shopee, Acer Predator Lazada, or at any resellers near you. There's also the Helios 18. If you want to step up, stand out, and be ready for anything with Helios 18. Also available at Acer Predator Online Shop, Acer Predator Shopee, Acer Predator Lazada, or at any resellers near you. They're available. Go get them, guys.
Papunta na nga ako doon kasi baka andun yung
Scooter?
yung scooter na tinitingnan ko. Gusto, actually I've been really wondering. I've been searching for it as kanina pa kasi hindi ko mahanap kung hindi ko na spot out kung ano yung pangalan ng scooter, pero I'm kind of getting obsessed again on those kinds of devices. I think I should stop kasi madali ako malason sa mga ganun. Actually just
The irony.
2 weeks ago, I was this close. I was this close to buying a second-hand scooter because I love getting stuff on a good deal. So second-hand usually mas mura. Pero just this close, man. I was this close. Muntik na. Buti na lang.
Stream, diba?
Parang isip ko parang, wag.
Control.
Wag.
Control. Pero just the other
And a month before, I was this close as well to like buying a motorcycle.
The intrusive thoughts are consuming you. Pero nung nakaraan sa live niya ni Boss Giyang, nanonood tayo ng Inferno Esports. I don't actually buy, especially pag mahal or mga di ka naman kailangan.
I don't buy stuff. Pero, yeah, like clothing or mga accessories, ganyan. Na. Pero ang pinaka weakness ko is like devices or mga gears, ganyan, device. Or food. I never, kuripot pa rin ako, pero
there's the saying
pero
naman,
I would spend for an experience of really good food. Yun ang luho ko.
There's a saying naman talaga, di ba, na kung para sa pagkain naman, wag mong tipirin ang sarili mo. Di ba? Pero sa scooter din, wag mong tipirin sa sarili mo sa scooter.
Dude, do you know one of the most expensive scooter is? I believe parang nasa $500,000 yun.
But
$500,000, and it can reach up to almost
$1 million.
160 kph.
Wow. Imagine being on the highway, no? Tas permitted yung mo. Nakatayo ka lang dun sa bayan kayo ng mga motor. And 160 kph. Nakabilis yun. Parang full throttle na blank brand.
As in, kalaban mo motor, kalaban mo kotse, mauunahan mo, at least for the first few seconds, right? Kasi may top speed lang sila eh. But cars can go like over 100, 200 easy. Pero sa yung paunahan, andun ka.
Mo.
You're always there. Kumbaga pag red light to green light, ikaw yung mauuna.
Ganon. At least nalamangan mo sila. Yun eh. First one in the race. Kumbaga ganun din dito. Best of one series. Diba?
Paunahan
Mauna ka lang. Kailangan mo lang mauna. Isang beses.
Diba paunahan din makakuha ng 3 kills, paunahan makakuha ng objectives, paunahan makakuha ng tower, para makuha mo yung feat of strength. Ganun din. Anything to get leverage. IRL man yan o in-game. Iyon.
Lalim.
Hindi ko pa talaga mahanap eh.
Talagang siya dun eh. Talagang keen siya sa maghanap dun eh.
Just keep talking para ma-search ko. I think I'm getting onto it. Para tama na ata yung na-click kong...
Ako muna ang mag-entertain sa inyo, guys. By the way, this is
Predator League
Philippines 2026. Kung babalikan natin, mukhang nahanap na ni Boss Giang and he's ready to talk about it. And go on.
Talk about it? Check out!
Check out! Matik na!
Sim! Hindi sa ibang bansa ata to. Ay, go! Ay, ang ganda! Okay.
Malay mo, di ba? kahit hindi man maibigay sa'yo ni Bossing Predator, what if sagot na lang nila yung shipping papunta dito? Good deal?
Yung
Good
shipping?
deal. Good deal,
Ako
diba?
na bahala sa shipping. Mas
Shipping
mahal
na
yung...
lang.
Oo, mas mura yung shipping eh.
Tama
Ako na
naman.
dun.
Tama
Yeah.
naman.
Good deal, good deal, good deal.
Produkto
Good deal.
na lang. Shake? Ay,
Okay,
kinamayan!
thank you.
Kinamayan.
Kinamayan na.
Mamaya
Nakakasa
makakakuha
na.
tayo ng confirmation.
I-review natin yan.
Man.
Tinawag ko pwede sa ilalim ng tubig. Sa ilalim ng dagat.
What, multiversal travel? Makapasok sa
Oh.
mga wormholes.
Oh. Yan. I think we're about to start the game as well. Players have been prepped to get ready as well para sa laban natin, and I think both of them are ready already. Red side, ang MCOM Esports. LIR is gonna be on blue side. Interesting kasi nakita tayo bigla ng Lilia na maaga, tapos may Nico pa. So I think the early setup sa pwede gawin dito ng MCOM Esports parang napakaganda. Early game, late game, I think it's already good.
Yeah. And ang late na bagay, pero parang magkakulay si Lilia, pati si Nico, no?
Actually.
Color palette.
Para sila magpinsan.
Oo. Anyways, there's the Wukong on Life is Roblox. They're paired up with the Nautilus, so you're to expect that the setup is about to get wild dito sa side ng LIR. While, yun nga, sinabi mo, MCOM Esports, very well-rounded out as well. I'm just curious as to what more can LIR bring out dito. And ayun na naman. There you go. Kaisa is in the building, ladies and gents.
I like this kasi it's been a long time actually since I've last seen Carnage, and sobra nakaka-excite din kasi I remember him being a part of SBE or Serene Brew Esports, kasama sila Lumber, sila Revelate, sila Sbola, sila Code, and he's a really, really talented League of Legends player as well. So him piloting the Kaisa, that's gonna be very exciting.
Yeah, very exciting stuff indeed. Pero speaking of exciting, Slice and Dice, the big boy Renekton being picked up here by MCOM Esports. So I think given this Renekton, they would ban out siguro any direct counters dito. But instead, they took out the Sylas. So Sylas would be taken out. I mean, it's a good ban kasi the Sylas can take the ultimate of the Nico, can take the ultimate of the Renekton, and just have so much value all across the board.
Yeah. Maybe the Jax is gonna be taken down as well kasi isa yun sa mga medyo hassle or at least on par sa Renekton, pero pagdating ng late game, kaya kasi ng Jax yung Renekton, so baka tanggalin din nila yon. Ezreal gonna be removed, possibly even the Xayah can be removed here by LIR or Severe kung sakali. They go with Fiora being banned instead. Just interesting. Kasi usually Renekton can actually Renekton can win against Fiora if played correctly, pero you're kinda walking on a fine line.
Yeah. But Xayah, once again, we're seeing this matchup of the Kaisa versus the Xayah. The last time around, hindi naman natin masyado nakita na nagkatapatan talaga sila, like a showdown of damages. But both are good at scaling. Both are investments towards that later stage of the match. Sadyang mas mabilis lang talaga maging online or maging active itong Kaisa.
Oh, I mean, Kaisa is one of the champions that you can actually use, especially kapag ginamitan ka ng may kalaban kayo na
the Jax.
na Nautilus. Jax is really an unexpected pick already, knowing that it's blind Renekton na ginamit for top lane. But just going back on Xayah, depth charge, you have to avoid it, so you pick Xayah to negate it. Just use the Feather Storm, and you can also avoid the counter strike if ever. So many crowd controls present on the side of Life is Roblox as well, though. Lots of mobility, lots of relocation, yung Weaver's Wall ng Talia, yung Killer Instinct ng Kaisa, tapos syempre they have like 3 front lines. This is a well-versed composition so far that LIR has drafted. And MCOM, if this Nico is gonna be in the bot lane, then they can just settle for a Morgana mid para at least ma-handle.
But can they withstand the damage of LIR in this game? Because once again, we're seeing a Morgana mid. This composition quite on the squishier side, if I'm going to notice. The Jax, pagka naiwanan yan doon sa ating top lane, could cause and stir up a lot of trouble. Not to mention, the Wukong is very known as well for ganking. Pero you have the Lilia pa rin naman on MCOM Esports. Matching up the pace, matching up the ganks possible. And the Nico, kahit naman yung Pop Blossom is initially used as a setup ultimate, it could be used as a counter-engage siguro pag pumasok yung Nautilus or yung Wukong sa kanila.
Yun. Ito yung grabe, may mga nagpapa-shoutout na rin sa atin dito eh. Si Austerity na padalaw dito sa comment section natin. Mag-ready ka na sa next na yung laban mo, Ste. Ito si Gawala. Si Michael na docs bigla eh. No? Wala, nagpa-shoutout ka eh. Si Rain din nandito, ready na i-buff. Magbigay ng buff para kay Rupert. Grabe, iba talaga yung mga players natin eh.
Nako po.
Yung buff nila hindi lang in-game, IRL din.
Triple buff. Pare, mukhang mahirap tapatan yun.
Yung Morgana natin, makaka-pentakill ka agad. Champ select pa lang.
Champ select, walang target lock. Ano na talaga? Lean forward. Lean forward, dikit mukha sa monitor. Talagang game na game, kumbaga.
Yeah. Okay, medyo na-confuse ako kanina kasi bigla nagbagi sa draft, pero I think they just rearranged it. Pero I think it's still gonna be Renekton top lane, Lilia jungle, Morgana mid, Xayah ADC, and then Nico support. So I think it's gonna be fine still. No cheeky composition. There don't MCOM. If MCOM Esports does that, it's gonna be wild. Kaso not wild in a good way.
They're buying the scooter if they do that.
Libre na ako ng scooter kapag ganun. Yon!
Panalo
Gawin
pa rin
nyo na
talaga
pala.
kahit anong mangyari. Pero we are just moments away from witnessing the third match of the day. It's Life is Roblox versus MCOM Esports. You can show your support down the comment section below. Comment hashtag MCE win or LIR win kung ang suporto nyo ay sa mga Roblox kids, mga Roblox players natin dyan. Just comment down and yeah, let's have fun because this game is going to be a lot of fun, honestly.
Alam ko na kung ano yung pangalan mismo ng product. Or baka iba yung product na nakita ko ng Predator. Peso PES 017 or Peso 70. Not sure pero damn! Let's see. I think prediction-wise, I do like the draft of LIR. So, and I like the draft of MC. So this is gonna be tough for me. But I'm kind of guessing, if I want to be safe, I'll go for LIR just purely for the team. So I'll go with that. But I want to commend the drafting here of MCE as well. So there's a really good standing chance for them. Kasi
Very
nakita
good.
na natin yung success rate ng ganitong comp kanina eh. Just the previous game.
Yeah, very good, very nice. Worked once. Not far from working twice, pero I like the logo. Sorry, dun lang ako nakuha talaga ng LIR. Pero syempre, the players that is making up that team, I just have to go with LIR for this one as well.
Maganda yung comp din talaga. Very standard. Actually, kinda similar to try lang. Di ba? Yung lineup nila kanina. Well-versed. Utility is there. The transition from early game to late game is there. And at the hands of really high-performing players, I think kayang-kaya talaga nila i-pop off to. So, big responsibility for MCE or MCOM Esports to deny that opportunity para sa kanila. Cruz is a very, very aggressive jungler. He knows his pathings, he knows his timings, he knows the synergy of his teammates, and he studies his opponents very well as well. But so does Kreze. Yun yung nakakatuwa sa kanya. And Kreze hangs out with Devoured and the rest of the team, especially before. Lagi sila nagkakaroon ng mga... actually, these junglers, ganyan, they always have discussions on what's the most efficient path, mga ganyan, among other topics na pinag-usapan. And of course, Rupert as well has already had the highest recognition na pwede natin ibigay ever since like 1 or 2 years ago. Plus, meron pa siyang bebe buff, kaya iba talaga, pare.
Iba yun eh.
Iba
Kumbaga,
talaga.
it far exceeds the Baron buff, Elder Dragon buff, Bebe buff on top. Pero if I'm going to talk about the theme of this game, it lays down, or it's up in the hands of this junglers as to how this one will pan out. But nonetheless, we are now in the game. LIR versus MCE.
Life is Roblox, I think, is just gonna be playing this out very safe. MCOM Esports, possible na ganun din, but we can expect a lot of pokes coming in the bot lane, especially with Zaya having really good wave clear. Nico as well will just opt to help the clearing so that they can crash the waves into the tower and start poking the members of Life is Roblox. Mid lane, I think we can see the opposite of that. Talia being known for her pokes and bursts as well, and layering out traps, will be looking to chunk down Rupert as he did just a while ago. Pero may Black Shield naman yung mamaya, so at least makakatulong yun sa kanya. And top lane, I think it's going to be a battle of skill set. Diba? Kasi you have to time your counter-strike. Noguri has to time his Ruthless Predator na hindi siya ma-counter-strike.
You just have to scale up well, especially in this bot lane matchup, the Kai'Sa versus the Saya. We've seen their impact across 2 games already. We've seen the prowess of the Kai'Sa if well fed. Pero yun na nga, tatama yung unang hook dito. Coming in from that Nautilus, and that would force out the barrier from this Zaya. And also the heal doon sa Nico. So huge sums being spent already.
Yeah, 2 sums to 1. Life is Roblox initiating that fight just purely to bait out those sums. So it's quite a bit of a win for them. They took a bit of damage though, so they need to be very careful, of course, because the pokes are gonna start coming from Shogun and Cute Bard later on, especially as they continue to try and crash down the wave. I think they're sending out or calling out crews to go into the bottom lane as well, potentially to punish the overextension.
That is if they get there on time. Pero mukhang tatama na naman yung hook dito from Yudu. And Shogun in a very tough spot, but I think Cute Bard could be the sacrifice, but still, they both escape with their lives intact, but 2 flashes already burnt out. A tough matchup ahead for them.
Yeah, 2 flashes, another double sums removed from MCOM Esports, right? So that's gonna be down for at least like a couple of minutes, and Life is Roblox, they can time another gank in the bottom lane. MCE needs to maybe request help from Kreze to at least guard them a bit. Maybe secure the Scuttle Crab in the bottom side river as well to at least give some sort of vision for them. But this is going to be a very hard laning phase now for MCOM Esports bot lane.
Not just the bot lane, but also onto the top lane as well. You have the Jax that is low on HP being forced to back off, and only at level 3. So that means na hindi niya makukuha doon yung following wave na magka-crash down doon sa tower. But it's an early lane swap for MCE. A wise decision on their end since nahihirapan nga naman talaga dito yung side nila on that 2v2 matchup. And they want to extend the lead further ni Carnage.
Yeah, I think Carnage is gonna be fine. In the bottom lane, just chilling. Has the call already as well. Going for late game insurance. Interesting lane swap na ginawa dito ng LIR and MCE because they're adjusting accordingly as well. Pero nauna kasi si Carnage pumunta ng top lane. Nag-ward na si Yodo sa jungle camps ng MCE just to know when if magkakaroon ba ng retaliation coming from Kreze kasi alam nila na walang sums yung duo bot laners ng MCE. Kreze is here, so potentially counter engage available.
Just keeping an eye out since kailangan nila ingatan talaga tong dalawang yung duo bot lane nila, Cute Bard and Shogun, because it's not very ideal for them to go down this early. Not to mention Carnage in the lead already. To say na nga, the hook goes wide for that Nautilus. 2-4-3. Not a bad hook rate, pero makikita natin the Wukong is currently pathing down potentially a gank.
Yeah, they're pulling the wave. Yoda is here.
Yeah, Yudo is here, but where is the hook? And now Shogun getting caught up, and I think that Saya would get picked off for the first blood in this match. Yudo just, tanking the damage from Cute Bard, but would get traded instead. So that is a lot of damage. The gold, getting and poured down onto the person where you don't want the gold necessarily in, but still, a trade is a trade.
Yeah, it's actually much more significant kasi burst support to eh.
Yeah. It's a burst support. It can carry games. It can dish out a lot of damage. But, you know, nakita natin kanina, wala ding mana masyado doon si Celeste. So, hindi siya nakapag all-in onto Rupert. And given the fact that Rupert has the Black Shield, can just eat up the remaining damages if ever mag-overextend man tong si Celeste with that Aaliyah.
I think the main goal here of Celeste is to just continue bullying Rupert. He has a CS lead building up already, 52 to 40. Meanwhile, dito naman sa may bottom lane, our top laners are having an equal battle, at least for now. Not really too much aggressiveness onto each other. We see more action in mid lane and to our dual laners as well. Especially after that amazing gank coming in from Cruz, diba? Yung timing na ginagawa dito ng LIR always needs to be taken noted of by players, especially those who wants to really learn the mechanics necessary to compete in the higher league ng League of Legends. They pull the wave, wait for Cruz, have the enemy dual laners overextend. Kreze couldn't respond as well kasi he's forced to catch his jungle side in sa may blue area na, blue jungle camps. And LAR just capitalize on it.
Now that the dragon is up and about na rin dito sa ating unang laro, the thing that I want to take a look at was Noguri and this Jax matchup. I just want to see them get to a point where sila yung magiging stand-alone stars talaga, because I could clearly see them just duking it out sa ating side lanes, being a very big threat doon sa mga team fights. And, you know, the current stage of the match, medyo slow pacing tayo for both of the teams. It's just a lot of pokes, it's just a lot of resource gatherings, pero LIR getting the better of it actually. Almost 1k gold up ahead.
It's just a slow building, man. One kill, but it's the resources that they also get along the way and prior to that as well. They're squeezing resources away from MCOM Esports, knowing that they're, kumbaga, medyo na aurahan dito eh, yung MCE eh. You see them getting a little more on the reserved side instead of the aggressive side, but things might just change kasi objectives spawned up. Looks like MCE being very, very proactive, starting the grubs already.
Now having the space onto the grubs could be a huge thing for them. Yudu being forced to use the hook to go away. Weaver's Wall would be invested. Now Kreze running for dear life. But this Lilia is dropping so low, and that is one down already. Now Shogun could pay the price. Feather Storm would be used, but won't be enough to escape Carnage, as Carnage is letting out Carnage quite literally in this team fight, and Rupert would be stuck there, and that bush being forced to back away.
Yeah, MCE losing the fight, especially because of the objectives that LIR has acquired there. But it's essentially a 3-for-3. What we have to look at though is where the gold went, and it's on Carnage. That's why he has 2-0-2 scoreboard right now. Most of the kills has been on just Cute Bard and Rupert. Not really the most efficient ones for MCE, but LIR on the other hand, it's money in the bag. Carnage this time is gonna be able to accelerate this game and maybe purchase his Kraken Slayer much faster than Shogun getting his Essence Reaver.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the case. But now looking at the replay, it started off hot with the Celestial using the Weaver's Wall and them penetrating to the back lane. It was crazy that was caught out early, but then again, you still have members like Rupert landing those roots and using the ultimate as well to pin down the remaining members here of LIR. It was kind of a even exchange between the two teams, but MCE got one grub out of it, so medyo nabawasan nila dito yung lamang ng LIR when it comes to that gold defense.
Oh yeah, now grubs being started again. Looks like Kreze is gonna get the second grubs.
Yeah, it's going to get the second.
Life is Roblox didn't pursue it a while ago anymore.
Pop Blossom would be used as well, and that is just Cruz getting taken out. 3 grubs in the hands of MCE, and they just want to get out, but that hook would just land on that Morgana. I mean, they have to pay the price at some point, but Nuguri On the other end, good signs for MCE kasi nakakakuha ng gold dito yung ating Crocodile.
Oh yeah, naka-plate siya sa bot lane. Although, it might have been better for him to be involved in the fight. However, he didn't have teleport. So that was key to LIR getting that advantage. I think they need to start getting interest in the Dragon already as well. Because scaling is going to be very important here in this game too. Celeste just pushing mid lane, getting one plate from a while ago. And just shoving the wave as well so he can get prio for potentially the bot lane fight. However, MCE already starting establishing vision in the bottom side. Oh, that was unfortunate for Celeste. Missing the cannon. -1.
Minus 60 gold already down the drain. Pero ngayon, you have the Dragon up and about. But we are at the point in the game where MCE can just fight off LIR. Kaya sobrang careful din dito ng LIR already. And not to mention, you have the ward placement din naman ng MCE, you know, controlling that riverside. If you can see, one is kind of deeply planted, tapos isa naman on that middle bush. So, it's still a game of chess at the end of the day between these two teams, but we'll have to see what moves they're going to make.
MCE, I think, they might just give this objective away if ever LIR contest. Or they can angle themselves differently. Instead, have LIR start the objective and then go for a team fight engage. I mean, they're actually starting it. They're trying to do both. They're trying to zone out the members of LIR towards the objective. Cruz is coming from the upper side of the bottom side river. No engage just yet. I think this Nautilus is gonna be able to escape because he has his dredge line. So they baited out the ult already of the Nico.
So big ultimates out already for MCE. No Pop Blossom available. Dredge line would get used. I mean, it's a fault line rather. And the Yudu, you know, not having the ultimate, but still, it's going to be the Lilia securing that dragon. And the fight is still going on. Yudu caught and missed the mid of the chaos. Cruz, Carnage, both low on HP. Kreze so fast, but can they catch up? And here comes the Lilia, finding one. It's Carnage out. Yudu finds the hook, but could they find a more? Cute Bard would actually be the trade there. So for Life is Roblox, it's the least that they could do to find one in exchange.
Yeah, it's a net win for MCE. They got a better kill there against LAR. They got objective as well. Even though Kitbar got taken down, it's okay because it's a support. As long as the carries don't get shut down, as long as the Rupert Shogun stays alive. Top lane though, 1v1, LJW is gonna get solo boloed by Nogari.
What a perfect timing. Just went all in on that Jax. He didn't even have the time to react. You know, no counter-strike was in play. And, you know, it was Nuguri taking advantage. And I think this could settle that he has the upper hand in the top lane matchup.
Yeah, especially LJW got a little too greedy trying to clear out the wave. But he already was chunked down so much by the Renekton. It was a simple dive as well. And because of that win, more leverage comes towards the Renekton. Now has the Black Cleaver as well for Nogari. First items complete basically for almost all the members here of MCE. Meanwhile, for LIR, they still have two people, Celeste and Cruz, kinda far from their first item just yet.
Yeah. If you're going to take a good look din naman sa ating gold difference, it's not that far. If you're going to see MCE, and then pa naman 1JW on the other end, having a lot of trouble. And Cute Bard just put the period on to that Jax. Another takedown onto their top laner, and that is going for sure deal so much damage into their economy.
Yeah, it's a big bully right now, though. LJW, definitely they're punishing his rotations, making sure he gets denied more economy. That was a wave or two denied towards him as well, and a tower takedown by MCE. Now, gold gets ballooned, plus 1,500 right now, compared to a while ago. That's barely noticeable. LIR, if they keep receiving those kinds of pressures, they might just fall out.
And that is the last thing that they want, because MCE, slowly but surely, they're building up their momentum. They're getting their chances. May it be those solo pickups onto LJW, and he has been, paying the price. And Hex Slash would be invested. Dredge Line would get thrown out, and Treze would be picked off. Duggery, on the other hand, using the teleport, but could that be the problem that they have as another hook lands from Yudu? Nuguri alone fighting for. Can he still slice and dice his way out? But Weaver's Wall, hold on. Celeste is still here. The knockback, it's exactly and perfectly landed onto the face there of Rupert. And he just had no answer with that one. Looking at the gold lead, diminished. Tanggal. Flat 27.8k for both of the teams already.
Yeah, Life is Roblox again with a great team fight. Catching up, shutting down the gold lead of MCE, and Celeste as well with great positioning prevented Rupert from escaping. And now, looks like the game is accelerated for Life is Roblox. Trinity Force completed already for both LGW and Cruz. Celeste already picked up his first item, and it's already upgraded to a Seraph's Embrace as well. So things are looking fine now for LIR as they recover more.
Looking fine indeed for their end. But take note that the Rift Herald is now available, and we are seeing that LIR, they might want to take a chump out of this one because they're pinging down that Rift Herald for their own, and MCE, getting in position as well. And you can see we have teleports not available for both top laners, so this could be a 4v4 that could, give out or give the edge talaga doon sa isang team.
LJW potentially having a 1v1 again, but MCE actually starting the Rift Herald quite early. Might be properly timed because Life is Roblox, they just recently recalled, and I don't think they have enough time to actually catch them off guard now or contest the objective. So this RH is for them absolutely free, but they need to be very careful.
Yeah, very careful as Yudo is there. Pop Blossom using the flash instead to actually invest more. Drowsy, it's nap time, but Carnage on the other end just swoops in like a hero, finds Shogun, and that's the ADC taking out the ADC of the other team. And Rupert just trying to dodge this walls, or this rocks rather, that is being thrown out here, but using the flash instead would get him into safety. Carnage looking towards this middle tower, but there's a Lilia guarding it.
Yeah, another team fight win for Life is Roblox. Perfect timing of Yodo in catching the Xayah. Shogun tried to escape using the Feather Storm. However, not having flash was key for LIR to close a distance. Carnage just used the Killer Instinct to get close to him and just kept auto-attacking as well. And now LIR just getting towers well in the top lane. Again, just getting more of a momentum towards their side. But MCE not holding back. Starting now the objective, the Talia is very, very far, but has teleport.
Has teleport, has the Weaver's Wall. MCE already started the Dragon, and they will claim it successfully. So 2 Dragons now, together with 3 Void Grubs onto MCE. So this is a huge investment on their side, and the gold lead, not that far. So this still could go either way.
Yeah. What's good about the Dragon stacks here of MCE is that they're closer towards the Mountain Dragon Soul. LIR though, if they start contesting Dragons, they may be able to stack more Mountain Dragon stacks to negate the burst damage here of MCE, and I think that alone is quite scary because you are heavily reliant on the burst of Cute Bard. You're heavily reliant on the DPS and burst of the Lily of Kreze. And if they can resist that, that's bad.
Oh, Pop Blossom lands onto 2, but wouldn't find that much value as Cute Bard would just get decimated in the face of 4. LIR finds another.
And it was an overextension by Cute Bard. He had no reason to engage. His members are very, very far away. Maybe he thought that he could actually start a fight, maybe force out some utilities from Life is Roblox, especially coming from Carnage. However, little did they know that LIR is also prepared for the counterattack and got CC layered to the hell out of it.
And Feather Storm just to get away, but tower also claimed by LIR. So that's a huge win from them, opening up the map. So all of the outer turrets here of MCE getting taken care of already. by LIR.
Yeah, MCE needs to be a lot more careful in their timings for engage, because if they die, they need every single one to actually complete their engage.
But they are not done just yet. They have the Rift Herald charging into this middle tower, but I don't think that they can do much about it. But LIR sure does, as Cute Bard pays the price once again.
There's a teleport.
Hold on. There's a teleport indeed. Nuguri wanting to be the hero, but he as well will go down. Another hook lands from Yodo. And Rupert trying to run away with whatever was left with MCE. But LIR not in the position to actually chase because they are low in HP themselves.
Yeah, and the crowd control, the tormented soils from Rupert is starting to be a problem here for Life is Roblox as well, especially because of the DPS. They need to be very careful about that. MCE losing 2 members, especially Nuguri, teleporting a little bit late there into the fight. Getting caught is just a bonus skill for Life is Roblox. And now, with double Sundered Sky as well to LIR, things are gonna be a little more complicated for MC in terms of executing them, because the lower your HP gets, when you proc your Sundered Sky, you get more healing. And that's one of the strategies now of LIR. Plus, there's also the Leandris Torment purchase already by Celeste, so the DPS is already starting to balloon on their side. Carnage, 7, 1, and 4.
7, 1, and 4.
Might actually pick up a Nashers as well.
Yeah, just add insult to injury, you know. Just top it off with a Nashor's Tooth. And Cute Bard just trying to poke away, trying to gather information, but actually LIR positioning themselves for a possible Atakan take. But MCE
Topside?
quite aware with this one. Weaver's Wall would be used. And I think it's just to draw out or to bait out MCE into their trap. But Shogun on the other end bursts down that Kaisa. Shogun, you are a madman. And that was huge in their own regard. And this way, they can either take the Atakan for themselves or they can just chase down more members as Yodo would get hit by that orb. But Nuguri getting knocked back here. Wouldn't pay the price just yet, but Cruz on the other end. So no Smite Holder on their end. Depth Charge would land on the Shogun. So major damage dealer out and about already for LIR and MCE. They're trying to run away, but it's a double kill from Celeste. And Rupert stuck on the wrong side of the road. Uses the flash to just get away, but barely. Can he be away and can he be safe? Is the blast cone enough? But apparently it is not. Celeste on a rampage on this Talia.
Yeah, Talia's knockups was always on point coming in from Celeste, and he dealt so much damage in that fight despite Carnage getting taken out early. It all started with a 2v1, LJW and Carnage trying to 1v1 Shogun. Shogun winning, getting the solo kill towards Carnage, and then they got a little bit too deep. And MCE, they're the one who got punished. LIR got the last laugh in that fight, and now they're much more prepped for the Atakan. MCE though, starting the objective, starting the Atakan as LIR is getting the Dragon. This is very, very interesting because Atakan is gonna be the much better objective. I think Celeste is gonna be on the way already. Dragon's gonna get taken down. 7,000 left here on MCE. Let's see.
Yeah. 1 JW in position. Pop Blossom popped. But will they have enough? The Atakan is now taken, but their lives is taken back. And this is just a masterclass from that Talia. Triple kill in that match. Didn't matter if they got the Atakan. Didn't matter at all.
Because the burst is gonna be there. They got the Atakan, but at the cost of their life. And it's only Rupert remaining alive here in this game. Top lane, mid lane is being pushed simultaneously. And MCOM Esports, I don't think they can defend.
Yeah, they would have to actually, take the losses here and just have 2 towers taken away from them. Actually, LIR has the opportunity to rotate back onto the bot lane, but the wave is not clearly pushed out. And yeah, Cute Bard still there to clear the wave for MCE and protect their tower.
Oh no. I think we're having a bit of a technical problem as of the moment.
Yeah, I mean, LIR. I mean, it probably is a problem on Boss Gang side, but you know, let's continue with the commentary here. We are in a position where the Baron is now up and available. You have LIR that has 6k advantage already in this matchup. MCE trying to find avenues to actually make an impact that could change or you know, favor them in this upcoming team fight, because this Jax is just getting bigger, and you have the Talia that is 8-1-8 with 3 items completed already.
Yeah, Celeste is really damn good on Talia. It's one of his signature champions even before, and he's just demonstrating it today much better actually, because he has like all 700 bounty, and it's very far from MCE to be able to take him down. LJW pushing that bot lane, not giving a hell to Rupert, is just a T-pose in game.
It just evaporated, man. He just demolished it, quite literally. But
teleport, flank.
I think we have a big fight here. Cute Bard, not in the best of position. Forced to use the Pop Blossom early to just try and survive. But Celeste and LJW is there, and it's still going on. And it's a party here onto the top lane. Nuguri trying to run away, but LJW going to get shackled. But there you go. The stasis would save him from that one. Feather Storm used defensively. Shogun needs to get away, but the Feathers, they're hurting, and they're doing lots of damage, but not enough.
Especially because they don't have the follow-ups anymore. Kreze and Cute Bard, they were essential to the fights, but them getting taken out quite early now leaves a big detriment to MCOM Esports. Life is Roblox starting the battle already. Teleport by Nuguri.
They want a round 2, but are they a little bit too late? As Shogun would receive that hook in the face, as the killer instinct would begin to dive the back lane. Nuguri running away from it. This could be endable if they manage to take out this crocodile, but you know, fortunately they didn't. But 10.8k gold lead now for Life is Roblox. You can see now the difference, and it's quite clear.
Top lane almost getting pushed by the wave as well. MCOM Esports getting a little shaked off right now. Not having the best decisions, especially them trying desperately to contest that Baron. It's not the best composure we have seen on MCOM Esports, and LIR, they notice it as well, so they keep punishing.
It's just one thing after another. LIR taking wins after wins after wins, and it's just hard to stop at this point. I mean, 11k gold lead. You have the 8-1 Talia and 2-2, 10-2 Kaisa on the other hand, completing 4 items already. So a lot to think about if you're MCE.
Yeah, Runan sa nga lang kulang kung gusto na tatlong champion ng tamaan niya palagi.
Hindi lang yung first kill, no? Lahat na. Walang makakaligtas, walang bulletproof, sabi nga dun sa kanta.
Wala. Lahat prone dito sa Kaisa. Especially after his follow-up a while ago. Getting the killer instinct on Shogun after getting hit by the Nautilus. Immediate follow-up lang talaga ang gagawin ng Kaisa, and that's exactly the killer instinct that Carnage needs.
Yeah, and you have LJW as well that they have to worry about constantly dito sa side lanes, kasi if they manage to even leave this man for 5 seconds, that tower gone, just gone.
Oh man, now they're knocking onto the base of MCE, slowly but surely zoning them away as well. They have to be very careful because Yodo is always looking for that entry point. It looks like they're gonna be able to successfully shove them back, at least for now. Dragon is available though. LAR can start it if they want to. It's absolutely free for them. But looks like they're more interested in the push.
You know, it's making the most out of their Baron buff. You know, just sieging the base, just trying to take out towers, or possibly waiting for MCE to overstep and just punish it and end the game. Maybe that's what's going on in the minds here of LIR at this stage in time.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the Baron to expire. They're maximizing the efficiency on it as well. Maybe one more wave, and after that they go to the Mountain Dragon. They're already on their way now. Then after that they just go on the reset, cash in for their item or cash out for their items, and just start pushing once again. Start looking for fights. That has been the cycle now of Life is Roblox, and the more Mountain Dragons they secure, the tankier they get, the lesser the damage they receive from Rupert, Kreze, and Shogun. Even Cute Bard's damage is starting to be diminished as more Dragon stacks gets taken here by LIR. They're even taking the camps here of MCE. The entire time they secured the Baron, there has been no jungle for Kreze at all.
It's just suffocating to feel, you know, if you're in this situation that MCE is currently under. You have to constantly worry about someone just waiting in your jungle area, or if you were, you know, even able to get through your jungle camps, it's already gone by then. LIR just controlling and maintaining their composure and, you know, maintaining the pace of their gameplay currently against MCE. MCE had a good look earlier in this match, but ever since LIR got the answer of their own, it was just tough.
It looks like it's gonna be the tough entry. It looks
Yeah,
like the clone at least is gonna prevent the dredge line of Yodo from hitting the real Nico. They're trying to push them back. However, always again are being pushed. Bot lane, mid lane, and top lane. They have to regroup.
They have to regroup indeed. The Weaver's Wall now invested. Pop Blossom would be huge, but the damage, can it be huge enough? The answer would be no, as they all crumble. And all that is left is Kreze and Rupert to hold down the fort. But can they do it? As LIR, they look hungry. They want to end this. Inhibitors are falling. Hooks are landing. And the damage is pouring in. Nuguri trying to live, but he will get away for the meantime, as the towers will be the main priority here of LIR.
It looks like they want to get the inhibitor towers. They're very low in HP, but MCE trying to push them back. Looks like they're not going to be successful in pushing them back, but they want to engage.
Oh!
That's a takedown.
That's a huge takedown and anticlimactic at that. Carnage ticks off. And MCE gets to live another day. A huge shutdown goal, though, would be handed over to MCE.
Especially towards Krez, right? I think he really needs that money to maybe get... not sure if he's gonna be getting Rylai's, but he kinda needs the slow. I think they need that anti-movement speed towards LIR, so at least they can slow them down and manage them much better. However, it's a long time before he gets that item. If he gets Death Cap, he will have higher damage, higher burst. But still a tough choice for him.
But hold on, there is a fish out of the water, and then this time it's a crocodile. Pop Blossom would be landing on Cruz, but Flash invested. So still, a huge summoner would get taken out of the jungler here of LIR.
Yeah, QSS was used by Cruz just to be able to escape. Used the flash as well, so that's a mobility spell removed.
And Yudo, you know, would receive that shackle, but you know, it wouldn't stop him
Jack Slam.
completely as Kreze goes gold. But how long can he hold on as LJW from the back end, and Nuguri delivering himself in a complete package, and LIR all is still standing, and they are looking for the end.
And they will get the ace as well. Potentially this game as well against MCE. What a clean finish by LIR. That flank by LJW, Weaver's Wall by Celeste, just nailed the final nail in the coffin for MCE, and looks like there's no way for them to defend. It's LIR that gets this W.
Yeah, LIR wins the game. And oh wow, 0 to 100 real quick ang masasabi ko sa performance nila.
Yeah, They started out this game quite slow, pacing themselves because they know their power spikes, and when they got the power spikes, it was a brutal battle between MCE and LIR. They were throwing their jabs left and right towards each other, but the more efficient punches were landed by Life is Roblox, and by the time that they got their power spikes, it was a little too much for MCE to handle. They tried to retaliate as much as they can, but the angles that Life is Roblox were taking were just too unique and too much for MCE to handle. They couldn't push them back, and by the time that they got the Baron already, it was already overwhelming.
It was so overwhelming to the point where, every resources that they could take. I mean, given this, they have taken the Baron, but you still have the opportunity to actually get some gold going for yourselves. They also had a 3-man Pop Blossom from that Nico, but the damage just wasn't there anymore, It was the Saya dealing a lot of damage, but not enough. And LIR was just way too ahead in that matchup for it to even be brought back. But MCE still a nice try though on their end.
Yeah, good try. They did a really good job, and they still have a lot more chances here in this tournament. At least we're on Swiss stage. It's not like a single elimination bracket, so they just really need to bounce back better in their next game. That's the thing here on Swiss stage, right? Because more chances, but in much better matchup as well.
Yeah, because you'd be facing things that face the same fate as you in your next matches. Also, I think the next day is that tomorrow we're going to see a new set of matches, so that's also something to look out for. But this time around, we're focusing on match number 3, LIR. It goes to show that they are kind of on a league of their own.
Oh yeah. With the experience, the veterancy of Life is Roblox, again, this team, these players already have been in the scene for so long already, so it's kind of expected of them to perform this way. Carnage being the mix right now as well is a new and refreshing insight. I think Carnage really stepped up with his guys as well. LJW was a little bit shaky in the early game, but he managed to compose himself, went into hard work mode for split pushing, and then had a really great impact in the fights in the late game.
It was just all of the pieces here for Life is Roblox that was working all across the board. And not to mention, man, props to that Nautilus. Every single time he throws out a hook, it lands on someone, and not just on someone, but on a crucial member here of MCOM. So it's just fantastic stuff from him. And there is one player that has been a very standout support today. It has been him.
Oh yeah. I also want to commend Cruz as well. His setups were really great. I think he laid out the platform for Life is Roblox to really shine. I think every single one. Although Celeste was definitely on fire. I think Celeste really carried a lot here in this game too.
It was on point, man.
For MCOM Esports, I really like the performance of Shogun. I like the performance of Cute Bard. However, their lack of frontline really kinda was a detriment towards them. One of the reasons why the 4v4 was more advantageous, especially at the late game for LIR, is because they had the Nautilus to initiate the fight. They had the Wukong to initiate the fight. Meanwhile, for MCE, they kind of didn't have anyone to actually step up. They needed someone to attack the clone, commit on the clone, or they needed Cute Bard to be the one to initiate, and then they had to kite back. They couldn't go in because if they go in, they will be too deep, and when they're too deep, they can be punished more, and that's usually the case that happened here in this entire game.
They wanted to play the range game, but it backfired on them. Yes, they have the Renekton as their kind of tank in that regard, but once again, it was all up to that Nico and that Pop Blossom to make work or to make magic happen for MCOM. So it didn't pay out as well. The Lilia, sure, it did work out. We have seen the performance of Crazy there. but it wasn't enough. But here's the game highlights as to how and what happened throughout the game.
Man, I want to commend MCE for their early game. I think they did a really good job in pressuring the members of Life is Roblox. They got a couple of kills. They were getting the momentum already. I think one of the problems though of MCE in the early game is that yes, they were getting kills. However, it wasn't the carries that were getting the kills. It was the Nico, or it was sometimes Rupert as well, but definitely not Kreze and Shogun. And I think it really costed them a lot because they're supposedly the carries of the game and they needed gold in order to carry. But on the other hand, Life is Roblox, it was Carnage getting the kills, it was Atalia getting the kills, so definitely the gold funneling was much better, which equates to better items, which equates to better output as well for the succeeding fights. And it kept going as a cycle. Yodo kept on really pressuring MC as well, being the front line. And it was basically a really good setup overall. A really good format that LIR has been doing. Textbook format for textbook playstyle.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, going back to the game, I want to point out that the lineup here of MCOM, they didn't have mobility. So the Weaver's Wall was a lot of pain on their end. And also the hooks there from the Nautilus was what sealed the deal for them. They had no answer for it. Maybe they were waiting for their own power spikes because in their own regard, I mean, yes, if they get the items, all of them can dish out a lot of damages. And you didn't have the Lilia going around and hitting those lullabies constantly because they were obviously being pressured back or being forced to, you know, play on their back foot in that matchup.
Oh yeah, it's the lack of frontline definitely, because Life is Roblox, they had 3 front lines. MCE, they only had 1. Yeah, they have lots of damage, but it's a glass composition basically. Glass cannon composition. So Life is Roblox definitely is gonna give them, has already given them a bit of a lesson to be learned. I think they're gonna be reviewing the VOD. They're gonna be reviewing their match and assess from there as well, so that they can perform better in their next match, potentially against Trilang or against Iron Global Esports Academy. It depends.
Mm-hmm. It really depends. And also, what depends as well is the fate of their tournament run, since we've seen those teams now looking back and just, you know, seeing the lower bracket teams, if I can say that, or the 0-1 teams. It's Ion Global, you have Trilang, and now you have MCOM Esports Club. All of them, you know, they are contenders in their own respective right. So it just goes to show how competitive the top 8 is, on how segmented it is from the rest of the tournament, and it's just great to see.
And sorry na, natatawa ako kasi nangungulit sila ng konti sa comment section ngayon. Ang kukulit nila Austerity. Shoutout din ako kay Nezu. Ayun. Shoutout Nezu. Brother ni Shogun. And ito yung malupit kay Rupert eh. As we look at the scoreboard, kahit talo si Rupert, panalo pa rin eh.
Panalo pa rin.
Kasi may nice try dear, sabi ng bebe niya. Ay!
Anong gold lead ang itatapat mo dun, di ba?
Ano yung magdadabog ka ng nakangiti? Parang ganun yun eh.
Oo.
Grabe.
Dabog
Iba
onte
talaga.
pa baby mama.
Yun!
Mga combo. Yun yung combo
isang
niya.
NT lang naman eh.
Isang NT
Palambing na lang mamaya. Bawi sa lambing. Ang hirap. Ang hirap. Grabe talaga. I'm guessing Celeste is gonna be the MVP, but it can be the Nautilus as well, especially after the plays. But it's Celeste, 9, 1, and 14. Lots of damage, lots of golds, and many plays made the entire game. Especially his placements of the Weaver's Wall, cutting down the path of the members of MCOM Esports, and the way he just spaced himself as well. Getting those pokes toward those volley shots to almost everyone on the side of MCOM Esports. Yung mga knock-ups na ginagawa din niya, sobrang nakakatuwa kasi perfectly timed din.
Nagwagi ang Earth Nation dito sa ating third series. And, you know, it is just that one, you know, objective secured, LIR closed it. And, you know, big screen, bigger curve, mas madaling mapatama ang mga skill shots with the X34. Conquer the curve. The Predator X34's Infinity widescreen is your new battleground. Dive into the abyss, wreak havoc, and claim victory. Get the competitive edge. Available at Acer Predator concept stores, authorized resellers, and the Acer online store.
You can also get the X39 if you want to master the game with the Predator X39's expansive display. Every war is an epic and every frame is harmony in hertz. Plunge into the abyss, unleash your destructive power, and reshape your reality. Shop now at Acer Predator concept stores, authorized resellers, or the Acer online store. That has been game number 3. We still have one more match set in store for you guys. Olfu Ember Phoenix versus Capybara. Our last series or last match of the day. You're still watching Predator League 2026, the League of Legends edition. And we'll be right back.
And we are back once again for the final match. It's Olfu Ember Phoenix versus Capybara. The champions of Campus Rivals is now finally here. And what a way to end the day with this heated matchup. And once again, welcome to Predator League 2026. We are your casters for today. Once again, it's Kaori and Giyang on my left side. Pogi-pogi.
Yon. Ikaw maya din, ano? Sobrang nag-excite to kasi I love seeing really familiar faces and names as well. This is a matchup that deserves to be the last match din. Kasi ang ganda ng laban natin dito. It's all for yung champions ka ng Campus Rivals natin. Capybara is a loaded composition as well. We have Mr. Blue, sila Galata ng I forgot what yung team na ni-register nila sa national tournament natin. Pero they're alongside with Mikey Han, Don ng Liab Esports from way back, and Convex din kasama nila. Kaya sobrang nakaka-excite. I think this is gonna be a very exciting day, and I can't wait.
You know, it's the battle talaga ng present kasi present currently living. Kita natin Olfu Ember Phoenix. Time and time again, they prove themselves. Versus medyo past, sabihin nating past kasi past achievements lang naman. But now they are still here to play. It's under team of Capybara. Wholesome, Capybara lang. Pero kung makikita nyo yung roster niyan, stocked, loaded, ready to go. Pero 'di ba, what a way to end the day nga naman, 'di ba? It's Olfu Ember Phoenix once again, the curtain closer talaga for our day number 1, and I'm just excited as to what is this team's going to offer out. Magkakaroon ba tayo ng over 45 minutes match na this time around, or magkakaroon
Paabutin na natin ng 3 hours yan yung game nila.
Mala
Ayun.
yung isang game
No. Maka 10 baron. 10 baron saka 10 elder. Hanggang sa masuyo na yung elder sa kanila. Yun na yung tumapos ang game. Yun ang gusto ko.
Pumunta na sa lane yung
Actually forgot what was the longest game. Unpaused game kasi LCK yung longest game, yung laban ng T1 ata yun. Na sobrang tagal ng pause, nakatulog na sila at lahat. Pero longest game, I forgot. I believe it's over an hour na esports tournament talaga. I think it's T1 din and they lost that game kaya medyo naalala ko. It's kind of sad na nakita ko din yun.
It stings, kumbaga. It stings, diba?
It stings.
Pero by the way, the game that was postponed, diba? It was where there were attacks apparently doon sa it was doxing if I'm not mistaking.
DDoS, not doxing.
Iba pala yun, doxing yun na, binibigay yung pangalan.
Doxing yung ginagawa ko kay Austerity kanina.
Dinention yung pangalan, pero DDoS attacks. So, yeah, pero iba tayo. Iba ang laban natin ngayon. It's, once again, champions, collegiate scene. Kilala natin yung mga yan, pero up against the big boys in the Big Boys League. Can they prove themselves this time around? Because there can only be one winner, and believe it or not, one of these teams will be 0-1 after this series. Hindi sila pareho pwedeng maging 1-0.
Hindi pwede. Wala Kahit gusto natin parehong may 1 sila, may isang kailangan bumitaw dito. Kaya magkakaalaman na pa rin team sa ito. Siyempre, may
talaga yan.
Point of pride, Olfu wants to state to everyone that, okay, champion kami ng Campus Rival, kaya namin kahit yung mga standard competitive teams na talaga. Like ito sa Capybara, I think yung pinaka-goal nila na matalo dito is West Point Esports Academy, of course, because they're the stack team na talagang na-maintain na sila lang ever since before pa lang. And Olfu, to be able to do that, they have to scale up, of course. They've shown themselves to be very dominating already ng Campus Rivals pa lang. Halos drug talaga yun sa matchup nila.
Talaga. They have a very overwhelming playstyle. I must say that because as I've watched all
Kalgado
Ember Phoenix play, you know, they have a playstyle where their composition gagamitin nila pang late game pa. Late game pa yung investment. Pero makikita mo 16 minutes, dalawa na yung item, tatlo na patapos na yung laban. They're that guy. They're that team.
Yeah. Nezu, Swoof, Austerity, Van, Ayman. Nakakamiss nga kasama din sa mga Discord yung mga yan. Si Swoof ka! Yan, ay, grabe si Swoof. Yan yung pinaka maingay sa sa Olfu. Grabe!
Energy.
20
vibes.
words per second. As in, pag nagsalita yan, talo pa si Captain Flowers sa si Eminem, pa nagkaanak yung talo pa rin. Talo pa rin kay Suf. Just kidding. It's one of the simplest, short, silent, but sweet guy on the side of Olfu and one of the members as well of Iron Global Esports dati. Oh! Let Kageyoshi play. Looks like prayers, questions, and please are answered. Kageyoshi will play instead of Austerity, at least
Kaya
for
pala
now.
nag-comment siya kanina.
Yan! Ayan
so,
na.
Here is
Ayun!
Ayan na
Yung ngitinis mo. Hindi ko na kung maririnig na tayo, pero...
Daling-dalis ang ngiti.
Oo, pre.
Ngiting champion.
Ipapakiligin kahit sino sa ngiti na yun. Yan. Ito yung mga players natin, guys. Mga well-stacked and really, really good players. Kaya nakakatuwa din sila supportahan. Lalo na nakita ko sila before on-site. And thank you so much to TNC and Predator Gaming for making that happen. Kasi syempre marami sa mga nasa esports nag-crave talaga ng mga on-site events. Because esports is, or gaming is supposedly a social or social thing, di ba? Social game. Kaya yung mga hangos yan, lalo na sanay tayo talaga yung dati com shop, laro. Even now actually sa mga schools. Ganun na ganun. Napabisita nga ako sa mga ibang com shops like just recently because I was bored. Tapos ayun, natuwa ko kasi nakita ko yung mga tao naglalaro doon. Lalo na sa mga fancier com shops, parang grabe siguro yung Pansit Canton dito may caviar. Parang ganyan.
Ano yun? Combo yun eh. Mga 3 hours stay. Tapos paluto isang Pansit Canton.
Tapos siomai rice.
Oh!
Na may chili garlic. Sama mo pa ng
item na.
Yung mga sodas. Mga sodas na pwede natin bilhin at syempre.
Full item
enjoy,
ka.
Enjoy lang.
Kay talo, parang parang
gulaman. Tapos may fishballan sa labas ng com shop. At calamares. Oh yeah. This is the team profile of Capybara as well. And of course, if you don't know them just yet, you are missing out. These are one of the really, really talented players of League of Legends. Natutuwa ko na nakita dito, ito si Don, kasi syempre, nung nagsimula ako sa esports talaga sa shoutcaster ng 2020, isa sa mga unang tao na nakita ko siya dati, sa Liab Esports din. Fun fact, tawag ko sa kanya dati Don Toot kasi sa IGN niya Don tapos yung ganon tapos V tapos emoji yung pala yung T tapos underscore tapos emoji, akala ko TUT yung ibig sabihin yun pala yung
crying face
pala yun. So yun, so I think natandaan nila yun for they had a bit of a grudge for me before dahil doon na sinasabi ko yung Toot. And it took me like 6 months to correct it. Sorry. When I met him in person, para, bro, sorry sa Don Toot. Sorry na.
You know, how awkward was that, calling him Don Toot time and time again? Oh, here comes Don Toot.
Yung mga Don. No.
Don.
Pinag-correct sa akin nun sila Anjepa when they were in esports back then. There's a lot of changes na nangyari ngayon sa esports, but one thing remains the same. Makulit pa rin tayo. Yun ang pinaka-importante.
Yun ang masaya doon.
Hindi tayo toxic.
Keeping the energy alive, di ba?
Oo, yun.
Hindi tayo
friendly banters lang tayo. Yun,
especially nagkaroon tayo sarili nating server. Kita mo talaga. Wholesome, di ba? Yun yung natin eh.
Lalo na na-merge tayo sa ibang region. Napakita natin talaga sa iba-ibang regions kung gano'n tayo friendly.
Medyo na-cut ka doon, Boss Giyang. Ulitin mo yung line mo.
Lalo na nung na-merge tayo sa ibang servers. Napakita natin sa may ibang region kung gaano tayo ka friendly and accommodating.
Talagang
Heart
hospitality,
warm
di ba?
welcome.
Doon kilala mga Pinoy. Hospitality, napaabot hanggang sa iba't ibang bansa. Napakilala natin ang bansa natin.
Omsim. Kapag may namatay tayo na kakampi, sabihin natin ng it's okay.
It's okay.
Ganon.
Walang CCTV sa server natin. Pero eto na. Drafting phase, finally. Between Capybara versus Olfu QC Phoenix. Morgana getting banned out, Kiana and Gwen for Capybara naman.
Olfu being on red side, as Capybara is gonna be on blue side. So first pick priority. Mukhang nag-decide na to. If I were to guess, I would say that Olfu decided this to have the last pick prio for Kagayoshi because he's just like Lumber, he likes these cheesy picks then. I can remember 2023 na national tournament natin, support pa siya nun. He picked up like isa sa mga unang gumamit na Nico support nun, at least ng sobrang nakaka-impress talaga, and LeBlanc support.
Oof.
And it was so entertaining, man. So entertaining.
Yeah, and I hope that he can brings the entertainment this time around, no, na he is, filling in big shoes because he is playing the mid lane now for Olfu QC Phoenix. And it's not a tough ask because we know how great of a player Kagayoshi is.
Yeah.
But this is the time where he proves himself quite literally.
Yung nakakatawa dito, 'di ba, kanina na-mention natin na may Twisted Fate game number 2 na kay Ame ginamit nila sa mid lane. Tapos na-mention mo din yung top lane Twisted Fate. During the time that it was actually prime meta ng Twisted Fate, there's one person that did it sobrang nakakatawa talaga, and that's Smooth. Yun nasa nasa red side natin. So, if titripen nila mag Twisted Fate, medyo malulungkot ako na hindi mapupunta sana kasi jungle siya ngayon. He's actually a top laner. One of the most fiercest top laner that you can actually have in a team. His Fiora is one of the scariest as well. Mahilig siya talaga mandurog ng lane. As in, hindi lang yung play for team, like, dudurugin na yung lane.
Nezu is no pushover either. We know this man, what he can do. Talagang pinapakitaan lang tayo ng Olfu QC Phoenix dito ng versatility ng kanilang roster and on how they can play these roles so effectively. But, dumako tayo dito sa Team Capybara. A lot of known players is here. Tapos yung picks nila nakakatakot, oh. Rumble plus Vi. Talagang pambalagbagan.
This Rumble might just be in the mid lane, but if they opt to put this in top lane, maybe they need some sort of AD. If they're still gonna be committing on magic damage, I think Wei is gonna be a good option. Pero Nico, tatanggalin na nila kay Kagayoshi kagad. It's a good support na I think we have almost 100% pick rate so far. Game 1 lang natin siya hindi nakita.
Nico could actually be seen possibly din naman sa ating mid lane. Di pa rin naman nawawala yung possibility na yon. Pero yun nga, Rumble could be the thing. It's very interchangeable right now for Capybara. And the Xayah is now locked in for Olfu QC Phoenix. 1-1 record yung Xayah natin ngayong araw.
Oh my god. Ito yung I wanna recall this more clearly. Pero I love the Xayah pick kasi ang ganda ng crowd control na meron na sa side ng Olfu Phoenix. So much support para sa Xayah. Tapos self-peel pa na champion yung ginamit niya, which is the Xayah. So, lots of crowd control, lots of DPS, lots of frontline. Essentially, ang hirap i-breach ng composition dito ng Olfu.
Very hard to breach indeed. May Cataclysm na available itong ating Jarvan. We also have the Hero's Entrance ng ating Galio. So, very much protected talaga dito itong ating Xayah na for sure mapupunta sa kamay ni Van later on. Not to mention, may Featherstorm pa din na siya. So, very safe tong Xayah na to. Ang kailangan gawin dito ng Team Capybara is look for angles on how they can penetrate. I mean, they have the Vi, meron yung pang lockdown, then they have the Pop Blossom din naman on the hand here of this Nico.
Ito yung mga magandang ban na ginagawa nila kay Don, because Don is a high caliber ADC player. You give him a high performing ADC, he will max it out. Kaisa, yung Corki, you have to really limit his choices as well, kasi kapag yung mga hyper-scaling ADC yung binigay mo sa kanya, it will really pop off. I think yung isa sa mga choice lang niya dito is Severe, if he wants to be a little
Severe
defensive din. Kaso nga yung problem nun, Jarvan Galio yan. You won't be able to escape the Cataclysm if you've used your flash already. I don't think it's gonna be an option for him. So, it's a tough choice for Capybara.
Yes, that's how. For Capybara, I think that there's still the option that Convex Hull could either go in for an Enchanter, kasi pwede pa rin namang maging frontline tong ating Pi, pero another setup support would be very nice in this situation. It's the Azir for that marksman, or kumbaga tatawagin nating Don hero this game. Pero what do you think, and how can you fare out the matchup ng Ezreal versus Isaiah? Because I think personally, in like a 1v1 setup, usually Ezreal just outclasses Zaya kasi nga marami siyang kit, kumbaga.
Yeah, I agree. Ezreal is one of the best champions you can use when you want to be extra aggressive in the bottom lane, because you have so much poke, long range poke, that you can use as skill shots. Kasi yun na maganda sa kanya, you don't really need to auto-attack in order to land hits on your opponent. You can hit them from long range with your mystic shot, and you can time your engage using the Arc and Shift. You have a Nico as well, so basically you should win the pokes if you manage to dodge the pokes coming in from the Xayah sa feathers niya, and the Karma as well, of course. But the nail in the coffin here is going to be Ambessa. I think this is gonna be a deadly engage coming from Olfu. But if they make a mistake, again, if they overcommit, tas hindi pa handa, or there's some hesitation sa team, yung punishment na pwede bigay dito ng Capybara is massive. I mean, massive. Because they have, Rumble pa lang, add in Aurora, add in the Nico. That's a insane amount of burst, crowd control, and DPS na meron sa kanila. And the Vi and the Ez is just gonna go for the cleanup. Aurora's damage by nature is like, I don't know why this champion was designed this way. It's like they created another Zoe. Zoe in her prime era, na literal 100 to 0 kaya. It's just a reincarnation of Zoe. Parang may kita ko dito. 100 to 0, pak! Okay. Overextended ka, deleted.
And that's just the story for the lineup of Capybara. Habang sa All-Fu QC Phoenix naman, kung public execution ang tawag sa ultimate dito ni Ambessa, kailangan nila ng perfect execution to pull this off. Kasi one small hiccup could cost them this match. And then again, ang kailangan nating tandaan is that this is a best of one series, so it all falls down to this. And you know, we're just waiting bago magsimula yung laro. Pero magkakaroon pa ba tayo ng prediction segment? I think we're going to have one. Pero once again, upcoming match, it's Olfu versus Capybara. Unahan ko na ang prediction ko. You know, I will side with the Phoenix. Olfu ang aking prediction for this game.
Yeah, drafting, I really like their draft as well. Even though very explosive yung meron dito sa side ng Capybara, I think Olfu, especially in how they can execute this, yung theoretically kasi, when you have ease of execution, the simpler the composition, the lesser mistakes you make. That's why Olfu din yun sa tingin kong mananalo dito. It's hard to reach the Xayah. If you reach Xayah, it's hard to commit on the Xayah because there's a lot of counter engage, a lot of protection na meron sa side ng Olfu. You have the Inspire, you have the stuns, yung tethers ng Karma, you have the Hero's Entrance ng Galio. And you don't really have that much frontline. Actually, only one frontline, yung Vi, which is very, very vulnerable in a sense because Vi is not really a tank. It's more of a bruiser fighter champion. So if you make a mistake, follow-up's going to be very difficult. But, isa sa mga entry points dito ng Capybara is establishing momentum early. They need to set plays already. Kailangan mag-work in tandem si Galata, pati si Mikey Han, para makahuli ka agad sila. Establish control in the bottom lane. I think they can since they have the Ezreal and the Nico, they can easily catch the members of Olfu kasi wala namang pang disengage yung Karma and yung Zaya before level 6.
Yes.
So dun nila pwede sila i-bully and potentially get momentum there.
Possibly, if you're Capybara, you just want to maximize talaga kung anong meron yung composition mo. Possibly build off a lead doon sa gitna kasi nga Aurora is Aurora at the end of the day. I mean, who wins a lane against an Aurora, especially pag naging fed na yan? Diba? It was just, slip between your fingers. Akala mo, nahuli mo na, pero mag-ultimate. Then just bouncing back and forth doon sa dome niya. Sarili niyang mundo, kumbaga. It's a hard match-up. Especially, just generally facing an Aurora. But the level 6 is where Olfu Ember Phoenix shines the most talaga. Getting that hero's entrance, the Cataclysm, syempre Featherstorm to add more versatility and more safetyness doon sa ating Zaya would mean a lot. But if you're going to look at the support matchup, you have Nico that wants to set up for the team. And you have the Karma on the other end, just trying to keep that Zaya alive, just making sure that Zaya deals as much damage as it can. So more on individual play siguro yung mangyayari sa Capybara, especially with the Ezreal, na kailangan niyang mabuhay doon sa ating side lanes long enough for him to actually, be a constant threat. Kasi meron din siyang wave clear na napakaganda. Nakikita naman natin yan, di ba? Mga ultimate niya, binabato-bato niya lang para ma-clear out yung minion wave. So, yeah, a interesting matchup down bottom, but I'll favor it sa side siguro ng Capybara.
And you guys can set your votes as well. Let us know in the comment section. You can share the live stream as well. #AllFuWin or OLFWin or #CAPWin or CapWin. Inakita natin dito yung mga comments ng iba, mga fanboying sa mga players natin din. May mga bias na rin tayo.
Sino ang bias mo? Sino ang bias mo?
Siyempre, kispoof ako. Pinaka-trash talker yan eh. Pinaka-maingay. Ganun. Pinaka-lover boy. Yun!
Yun!
Siguro mapapasabi na naman si Sup. Ano ba naman? Yan, giyang.
Pati bosses gayang-gaya ni Boss Giyang Pero, okay, once again, make sure guys to show your support talaga sa ating teams ngayon because they're going to need it. You're going to need it. It's the final match ng round number 1.
Dapat nga babaguhin ko yung babaguhin ko dapat yung vote ko pala eh. Dapat sa Capybara na ako eh. Wala, niloko ako ng austerity. Sabi na lalaro siya ngayon eh. Pero hindi. Pero okay lang, si Kageyoshi naman naglaro ngayon. Masaya na ako. Oo. Tatampo na sana ako eh, pero 1/2 na lang.
Kumbaga, expect the unexpected. The Phantom 6 man. Alam mo yung mga ganong story eh, yung The Phantom 6 man, tapos gugulatin ang mundo.
Malay mo, bukas biglang naglalaro na pala ako dyan. Yun, 6th month din pala ako.
6th month? Habang nagkakas, naglalaro, no?
Oo.
Yes!
Eh, di bias na. Bias na agad.
Ang galing ko!
Ayun na po, sumusugod na po. Tingnan nyo ko.
Tignan nyo gagawin ko dito, ha?
Panoorin nyo. Ang ganda niyan. Diba? Kita nyo? Kita na yung kalaman ko. Huli yan.
Kita pa yung live feed, no? Talagang alam ko saan tatama yung mga skill shot.
Buff yun, buff.
Tapos Yumi pala gamit.
Kaya pala nakakapag-cast.
Yumi.
Sabihin na lang kung mag-iya ko, guys, ha?
Tingin ko pwede yun, ha?
No, dude. If you stream League of Legends or Wild Rift, I mean, yun yung mobile game kasi na League of Legends, you know you're a streamer, a true streamer when there was a time na nag-support ka tas Yumi ng gamit ko. All because you wanted to eat. Dahil gusto mo lang kumain habang naglalaro. Gusto mo kumain pero gusto mo maglaro. Mag-Yumi ka na lang. Makakakain ka naman. Umpisa parang wala. Lalo na kung may kaduo ka naman. Literal sasabihin mo yung sabihin mo na lang kung mag-heal ako kasi kumakain ako. Yun! And the ADC would actually understand na parang okay.
Telepathic communication ang ibibigay doon. Pero ito na tayo. We're finally in a game for our last match ngayong araw. And must I say, there's really something about the default Rumble skin. Parang too skinny or masyadong maraming bakal na nakikita.
Too much meta. Nasanay tayo na lagi may skin.
Oo. Yung what do you call
Actually,
this?
mas prefer ko to. I think, I don't know. When I use Rumble, I also use the default skin. There's something comforting about it. I don't know. Parang mas nalaland ko yung, mas natatansya ko kung tatama ba yung flame spitter ko or something, or yung harpoon compared to using other skins. Though it's much fancier, of course, kasi siyempre flex. Yeah, may skin ako. Oh!
Yes!
Wait! Mikey! Stop messing minions! Pakalawa na yun.
Big part of the game, man. It's like 70% of your lead. Minions.
Ang sakit sa puso ko eh.
Yeah, he'll land it. Don't worry. It's just
Nakahaba. Dalawa lang naman. Dalawa lang.
Teka mo, bawi na siya, di ba?
Bawi na.
Alright.
Ingat
But
lang.
Little poking down here, Mikey and Kageyoshi trading blows against each other. Still no huge investments. Kuha muna tayo ng mga CS dito na kanina nami-miss out yun ng onte. Then let's go on to the top lane. It's totally going to be Mr. Blue just playing it back since you don't want to trade with Ambessa because no one wins trades against an Ambessa.
Yeah, may shield yan, may mobility yan.
There you go.
I don't know, it's just like a secondary K-Sante. We already have a K-Sante. Yeah. Munti ka na ako mag-run. Nung bago kasi yan.
Oh my.
Dude, I even made like a video about it before. Tapos na nobody believed me that it's OP.
Okay, continue. Continue.
Muntik na eh. Kala ko, yan na eh, Kageyoshi eh. Pinakaba na tayo ng onti eh. Pero hindi.
I mean,
may teleport naman.
May teleport to get back in lane, but that's one sum down, which means the Aurora will have the priority doon sa ating lane. He will dictate the pace of that middle lane. While you have Kageyoshi just clearing wave habang dito magkakaroon tayo ng onting trade. Flame Spitter actually doing tons of damage onto Nezu. I take back what I said. Someone can win trades against an Ambessa.
Bully ng onte. Pero sa fights kasi babawi yan eh. Yung Ambessa eh. Actually, usually level 3 doon na magsisimula. But, well, it's a rumble so kiting is much easier. Especially
kiting is much easier. But will kiting be easier for Swoof as he gets dropped down to low HP? Now the knock-up would be in as Galara trying to run away. First blood would go into the hands here of Capybara. The chase is now still in. Flash in, taunt would land, and Galata, would he find Kageyoshi instead would find a trade. And Ayman needs to get out of this one quickly. While Van tries to land the final feather, will do so, but will cost him his life. 4-2 trade right there. Capybara takes it.
Yeah, and two of those skills each actually went to the carries. Mikeyhan and Don. 2 kills each. Tapos may Dark Seal pa tayo nakikita kay Mikeyhan. Oh my god, man. Naka-Dark Seal.
It's just stacking up, man. Don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. It's like the perfect situation. Yes, we lose 2, but it's the support and the jungler and our carries both get the kills. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. So, if he gets Medjais here, I would be out of my mind. Kasi, yeah, it actually makes sense. Kasi there's not much kill threat in mid lane. So you can actually get Dark Seal. And Ofu, he will somehow need to find a way to shut him down time and time again just because of that item.
And time again, indeed. Now the dragon being started up here quite early by Olfu, and I think Capybara would be quite late or would miss this out. Not until if this buy actually decides to go in, is looking for it.
Ano yan?
But you know,
it's a fake buy.
it's a fake one, but the taunt would be in now here from Kageyoshi. This could be a big fight. Mikey, on the other hand, getting dropped down to low HP, but Don is now here to land the shots, to land the damage. Equalizer would get laid out, and they would get laid out as well as Olfu drops 2 6-2 is now the score. 1.5k gold lead. Ballooned up.
Yeah, perfect teleport by Mr. Blue. Laid out equalizer and last hit na lang din si Don. Now he's 3-0 in 3. This Ezreal is accelerated as hell, man. All Fu is getting bullied a lot.
Getting bullied a lot, but Kageyoshi, can you get this one? As no, indeed.
Ooh, with
Mike is
badge.
on a killing spree. 7-2. Escalating. Napakabilis naman nung laro natin.
Nako! Nako, Capybara. Dinudurog na ba ang Olfu? Pinapakitaan na ba sila Van?
They're not here to play around. They're not messing around. Capybara showing their experience.
Nahawa tuloy ako bigla kay Devoured sa expression niya. Paboritong linya na yun eh. Every time he like makes a point, bigla na lang dagdag trash talk yun. Parang,
To just, make it sink in even more. Para lang mas madiin yung point, kumbaga.
I don't know why, because I once tried playing with them. Tas we played like Monopoly and sobrang, alam mo yung parang rank game sa kanila.
It's that competitive. But
It's
hold
that-
on, wait a minute. Convex dropping the low HP, a good route being landed there by Ayman. Fortunately, no damage would be dealt as of the moment. Kaya buhay pa naman doon yung ating Nico. Estado ng ating mapa, medyo humihirap na para sa mga Phoenix.
Yeah, they don't have the damage. At least not just yet. Not until Van gets items. Because Galio doesn't have damage. At, kasi tank building ginagawa niya eh. Jarvan doesn't have that much. Not unless he gets like a Sunday Scar or something. Pero Incarnate pa, layo-layo pa para sa magka-damage siya. Meanwhile, our Aurora is nearing his first item. The Ezreal as well. Man, if he wants to get Triforce, he will get it as fast as he can. Grub's getting started as well by Capybara. Swoof intending to maybe get at least one. And he doesn't. The smite goes through sa Capybara. It looks like Swoof will at least try to get another one for himself, as Olfu is just collapsing here as well. Smite is used, so Galata might be able to get the leverage for this last grub.
But I think there is something brewing up here. Limang miyembro from both of teams. Public execution would be used onto that Aurora, but Aurora still living to tell the tale. Hero's entrance would be used, and the knockup would be in. Is this the fight that Olfu has been fighting and waiting for? And Mr. Blue trying to run away. Will they find it? Feather Storm would get used as well. And that is a 3-4-0 trade. It all pans out to Olfu Phoenix, which just decimated the gold lead dito ngayon ng Capybara.
Yep. Great recovery for Olfu. They managed to get the grubs as well. 2 for 1 sa grubs. Kasi Capybara, they got the first one and then Swoof got the last 2. Good takedowns as well. The way they were positioning themselves to protect Van even flashed in after using the Feather Storm to just hit some of the members of Capybara. However, the pokes are starting to kinda hurt them. Take to, wala pang item dito si Baikehan, pati si Donna, pero medyo bumabakat na yung damage nila. So, they need to be the ones targeted later on if Olfu wants to remove the threat.
Yeah. But I think we are now in a more stabilized position here for Olfu, where they can actually take fights of their own. Mr. Blue recalling in front of the face of Kageyoshi, but I don't know if they have the damage just yet to take out this Rumble. Rumble just running away, using the equalizer to get as much value from that wave, but he will perish. That's the result of it. Overextending, nahuli siya doon. Ang ganda nung patience.
Nag-shopping agad eh. Nag-shopping agad. Yeah, great placement by Kageyoshi. Nasa low already, man.
No public
Sobrang
execution, which means Dawn and Convex would be saved for a brief moment habang si Van just taking all of the resources dito sa gitna. And yan yung kailangan niyang gawin talaga because he needs to catch up on this Ezreal na 3-0-3 na.
Oh yeah, gold-wise, definitely Dawn is way ahead. Malapit na siya sa Trinity Force niya. Although Essence River has been picked up already by Van, so at least power spike yun para sa kanya. Ayman just preventing them from recalling early, and he delayed the wave to crash under the tower para masalo ni Nezu. Dragon spawned up and being taken down already by Olfu. So scaling wise, they're actually investing quite a lot on these scaling objectives. 2 dragon stacks taken down, 2 dragons away from Soul.
And that's a good sign, especially for Van, but
Mountain pa.
this time around, it's going to be a mountain.
Sa
Additional
lineup ng
kunat.
Olfu,
Interesting. Kasi si Nezu mas
Katambasay
magkakaroon siya.
ng katambasay ng chichiri na iniwan ng isang linggo.
Kunat niyan.
Oo.
Ang kunat niyan, boss. And like I was saying, Nezu would have more free reign to actually just dive in siguro doon sa mga backlane. Mas pwede niyang gamitin yung public execution more freely, and he can actually teleport sa mga riskier spots if they were to get that objective or that soul. Pero ngayon, si Galata, mukhang gugulata dito kay Nezu. Makakatanggap ng napakaraming damage, pero iba pa nga yung tinamaan ng public execution. Sabi ni Convex, teka lang, bakit ako? Pop Blossom would be used. They would find Ayman, and now it's the Aurora stuck between 2 worlds. Equalizer perfectly placed by Mr. Blue, just enough to slow down the members. Ngayon takbo si Kageyoshi together with Nezu, but the taunt would be there to just space out the team at hindi muna magkakabol ang Capybara.
Yeah, nag-exchange lang sila ng junglers. They got a little bit too deep there, and interesting interaction actually. So many flashes used there just to escape the hero's entrance, and they managed to at least equalize the takedown. Pero as that fight was happening, Van was pushing bot lane. He was getting a couple of plays and CS as well. You look at the replay. It all started with Nezu trying to bash down Galata. He thought he would actually flash out or something, but Convex was there, tinamaan siya, and the follow-up was actually good coming in from the rest of Capybara. Damage from Myken is actually quite high, and the true shot barrage, and yung equalizer, look at Dawn, man. Arcane Shift, and predicted that flag and drag coming in from Swoof. That was actually quite interesting to see, and, well, yung mga natitira na kasi sobrang kunat nila. So they just let them be.
If you're looking at the current state of the match, here you have Van, getting the time of his life doon sa ating baba. Kanina pa siya nakakuha ng mga minions, while Ayman would be forced to use that flash. So no flash onto their support, still a huge thing, and Capybara will have to take note with that one. Babalik ngayon dito si Nezu doon sa kanyang top lane to defend it.
I think big item dito yung locket kung sakali. I think they need that. Maybe redemption as well, especially to counter the equalizer later on. So much burst damage coming in from Capybara. Wow, though! Nezu! Wow. He just slapped
I think
Dawn.
they're preparing for a play here. It's either Capybara that would go in or Olfu Phoenix. Dawn now very low HP. Danger zone. Public execution. Decides to just get Hull. But Pop Blossom would be there to just disengage. But will it be enough? They are now stuck between these 3 players from Olfu Phoenix, and soar high nga naman ang mga Phoenix dito dahil makakahanap sila ng dalawa. Pero hindi pa rin pala tapos. Teka lang, sabi ni Mikehan, pagkadako niya doon, meron pa palang sumusunod sa kanya, and Swoof is still on pursuit here. Kageyoshi as well. Will this be Aurora pinned down to the wall already? Jumps over the wall, and I think he is safe for the meantime. Olfu Phoenix still, they're now regaining and getting back the lead. Tapos si Nezu makakapalo pa naman doon sa towers ating itaas.
A very extended fight actually, but it was so far won by Olfu, especially as they were basically using brute force, right, to take down Capybara. They were bullying the hell out of them, especially that engaged by Nezu. Eclipse is definitely working, man, for this Ambessa. And kahit sinubukan pa ni Galata sana na i-1 for 1 siya, hindi na kinaya. Grabe talaga yung kunat ng isang Ambessa, lalo na sa mga shields, yung second skill niya, and then have the Eclipse as well, proc simultaneously. That shield is enormous. Capybara now starting the Rift Herald. Olfu, they want to engage.
They want engage. The question is, will they actually find it? Now they find something that's damage dealt, but the Herald falling into the hands here of Olfu Phoenix, and he just decided to dip after that one. Van, though, very low in HP, needs to be very careful dito sa pagdepensa niya sa gitna, and Ayman would be there to just, provide and cover for his ADC.
Yeah, grabe kasi talaga yung pokes na nanggagaling kay Mikey Han, pati kay Don, even Convex, right? So, he's kind of getting bullied. I don't think he's gonna be the one to... I don't think he's gonna be able to play comfortably against this composition, and will kind of need to rely on Kageyoshi, Swoof, and Nezu to do the work for him until the threat is removed, right? Kasi ang hassle talaga ng Ezreal, ang hassle talaga ng Aurora, and the only ones that can actually take them down are the three champions that we mentioned earlier. Rift Herald spawned in mid lane.
It's going to bash down quite literally dito sa ating itna. And I think it's going to be tower down already.
Gusto pa bang grade sa doon?
Op! Teka lang. Parang drive-by yan, boss. May lisensya ka ba? Mapaalis siya doon. And actually, you have Yoshi. What a setup! If you're going to take that as the knock-up would land in its own perfect timing as well. Nezu now on a rampage.
Tumokyo drift si Kageyoshi. Oh my god.
That was perfectly timed. Parang electric scooter na nag-ano lang.
Yun! Kaya ko din yun eh. Kung mabigyan lang. Kaya ko yun.
Question mark?
Question mark? You'd never know. Unless may dumating na lang bigla. Diba?
May
inbox is open.
Yes. Cash on delivery.
Yun lang! Agree.
But another objective falls for all Phoenix. Isa na lang ang kailangan nila para mabuksan ng potato chip bag na nahanginan na. Napakatagal para kumunat-kunat dito ang kanilang mga members. Because Nezu would kind of need it kasi makikita naman natin dito, items niya would be more on the damage side. So the additional Mountain Soul is like an item in itself.
Oof. Navori Flicker Blade completed for Van, so at least mas makakatulong na siya. Man, the tanks are like, carrying this game hard, man. May Maw of Malmortius rin si Nezu, so all the magic damage coming in from Mikeyan and Blue are gonna be resisted much better. And mas mahirap na ma-burst ngayon yung Ambessa. Oh, man.
Yeah, you know, lalo pag nag-proc yung Eclipse, oh my, how can you catch that Ambessa tapos napakataas pa ng damage niya. But onto the top lane though, there seems to be quite a big commotion dahil ngayon mukhang gusto nilang banatan si Nezu pero Hero's Entrance would be there to save the day. Kaso nga lang maliligtas pa ba siya as Equalizer melts him down, shut down, coming in, Taunt would be in, Convex down, almost, pero hindi pa pala. Featherstorm, may invest na nga dito ni Van. Mukhang pumapabor to sa Capybara ngayon. And all Phoenix dropping down their feathers. Mukhang wala na nang magiging revival dito para sa ating Phoenix, and down to the ashes they go as Capybara seizes their opportunity and they managed it well. Ang ganda nung laban na yun.
Yeah, 3 for 1 for Capybara, and the way they isolated Nezu was really efficient as well. They bursted him down, got the shutdown gold, and forced Kageyoshi to use the Hero's Entrance as well that they managed to dodge too. So, in a way, that was a really big win. Now, gold is much better for them.
Ayan,
equal
nagiging si Rumble na si Boss Giyang.
No.
Rumble voice activated. Pero 12 na sinasabi niya, you know, it was a big setup coming in from Capybara where they landed the perfect timing. They landed the equalizer very well. It forced a lot of resources coming in from all Phoenix, especially the Hero's Entrance, where they also and just perish din naman pala ang magiging resulta nun. Pero Swoof using the Cataclysm to find Convex, pero ang tanong, maukuha nga ba nila? Using the Flash, successful in taking out the Nico, clearing out Vision ngayon. Mikey Han just trying to deal as much damage, pero ito rin naman ngayon yung reinforcements coming in from the side of Capybara, and Swoof is swooping down onto low HP Kageyoshi, pero meron din namang public execution that would land onto Galata. The fight is still burning hot. This is a dance to the death between these two teams, pero Capybara might just be doing it instead.
Oh, the tango of death. Capybara just gave them the moves against all Fu. They got too deep again, and Van wasn't even involved in the fight. Swoof now cannot attempt to steal because he was already chunked down low in HP, and this Atakan is gonna be absolutely free for Capybara because of that.
It's a huge price to pay for the overextension ng All Fu Phoenix doon. Swoof, you know, he swooped in doon sa ating Nico, pero it didn't get that much value.
Wala. Ang hirap nito para sa Olfu if they get too greedy, maybe because of the impression that they were able to resist some of the damage here of Capybara in the earlier stage of the game, and they got ahead, but it kind of got on their head as well, and now they're paying the price for their overextensions. Now so much magic resist reduction items are being invested by Capybara. 2 of those are same for Mr. Blue and Mikey Han. Olfu now, their resistances are being shredded.
And now is the time where the Mountain Soul could be very, very handy because 7-0 and 5
Well,
si
kailangan
Don
nila.
ngayon. And that Ezreal, and he is just dishing out so much damage along with Mikey Han, and you have Mr. Blue to just, you know, drop down the equalizer. Not even for damage, just for slow. And that alone in itself is enough to hold down Olfu Phoenix and stop them in their tracks.
Hindi nga lang para sa slow, di ba? Yung nakikita natin ng damage, tapos bubugahan pa niya ng apoy ng flame spitter niya. Ramdam na ramdam talaga yung bawas, lalo na kay Nezo kanina. Siya yung tinututukan ng apoy ng flamethrower, ng Rumble. And now Capybara zoning them away from the bottom side river. They want to be able to secure the Mountain Dragon. And they will start it up. I don't think Olfu can contest here. They cannot afford to. But I think they'll try.
I think they'll try kasi nga meron na kang teleport dito na gagamitin yung ating Galio. Kageyoshi now in the mix. Hero's entrance would be huge. Makakahanap ng onting knock-up. Pero mukhang sila na nga dito yung nag-drop down. When it comes to the numbers, Nezu versus Don on the back lane. One man is not enough for this man as Don is giving them the dawn of the day. Pero si Van, 1v4, kakayanin. Hindi pala. Triple kill from this Aurora, and Mikey Han just stopped them in their tracks.
Nezu is the only one alive, but only to tell the tale that the rest of the crew is dead. After attempting to contest that objective, actually they were already too late. By the time they engaged, Capybara has secured the Mountain Dragon and immediately, instantly obliterated Ayman in an instant after Mikean popped his ult. And Olfu, all they can do is try. I mean, they tried. Nezu tried to close the distance on Dawn, but couldn't land the kill. The Ezreal was just too swift as well. And the Ambessa is kinda lacking in damage.
Time has caught on to Nezu. Hindi na to yung unang Don na nakatapat niya kanina. Before, he was able to tank so much damage, but given the gold lead now favoring Capybara, and actually all of the resources being poured down on to their carries, dun na talaga nagiging problema yung Aurora pati yung Ezreal kasi Nezu can deal with the 3 members sa Capybara, sabihin natin. Pero when it comes to the Aurora and the Ezreal, kakailanganin niya ng rest back.
Sobrang daming rest back. And oh man, it's kinda hard to see now an opening for Olfu. I mean, they have this really good composition for team fights, but the burst is just getting out of hand, man. The damage is just too much. Olfu though, maybe looking for an angle. Kageyoshi, is this a
Pings
genius
all
play?
across the map. Taunt is in. Galata almost taken out. But Bob Blossom would stop them instead. Public execution would take out the Vi finally. And they're focusing and setting their sights onto Dawn. But Dawn is just melting them down. They're trying to chase for more. Van ticking. Van dying in the hands of that harpoon. At si Nezu na lang yung natira ngayon sa Olfu Ember Phoenix as Capybara once again with a huge win. Wala si Galata, no problem. Let's go, Baron.
Yeah, Mike's damage is out of this world. We saw the engage. I actually thought it was too early. A premature Pop Blossom coming from Convex. But man, when Mikean just opens up his circle, para wala na. Walang makatakas, walang mabubuhay, lahat mabubura. Ayman didn't even last for a single second, man. Kagayoshi tried to survive. The rest of the members tried to survive. Man, the damage just too much coming from Capybara. Don as well just held his own. Ang hirap niya patayin because if you're a tank, you won't be able to deal damage to the Ezreal. It has to be someone like Van or Nezu or more. But you can only choose one. It's either Don or Mykian. And they're picking none actually to start with. They tried to initiate to Galata instead.
They're picking none, pero Capybara chose to pick Nezu. There's the Pop Blossom, there's the damage. Dawn is legendary. It's all up for boards dito ngayon sa Capybara. And yeah, that's just it.
10-0 and 8 for Dawn. This guy is a monster on the ADC. And again, right? We mentioned this a while ago. Dawn is one of the really, really talented ADCs, and he keeps reminding us why.
You know, he just wants to get out there, man, and just, you know, establish his name more and more. Towers are just evaporating here for the side of Olfu, and they need to defend. But I think this is one inhibitor down already. They're positioning themselves up, or they're just letting it because they have Kagayoshi just pushing lang naman doon sa side lanes, but I don't think that will be enough.
Ang hirap nito para sa Olfu. They're trying to defend. They're trying to initiate fights, but all their plans keeps on not working. Lord Dominic's regard na billion na dito Riban, but I don't see it being helpful that much. I think there's not an enough percentage damage increase for him to actually have enough impact in the fight. I think it's still gonna get shredded. I think it's still gonna get burst down. Same goes for the other members of Olfu. Another dragon spawns up, and looks like Capybara is just gonna be happily taking it right in front of their faces.
It just evaporated. That's a dragon? Wow, it's gone in just a bit. I mean, yung factor kasi dito ni Don, hindi lang sa marami siyang mobility eh. Makunat rin siya. Kita mo yan, 3 health bar yung kailangan yung ubusin bago yung mapataob ang isang Don. Not to mention, habul-habulin mo pa yan. And now the siege is in for Capybara, taking down towers and just, you know, rampaging through the base here of Olfu, Ember, Phoenix. They need to make a last stand. And I think Capybara is looking for an angle here. And quite indeed they do. Mykehan is just him. Exploded. Talaga sumabog doon si Van, and Capybara is not done just yet. But here comes the Vi going in and finding more. Hero's entrance, not so heroic after all. Capybara just going through their base, just going through the towers. No Baron buff though. Kaso kakayanin depensahan ng tatlo to. Here comes the Pop Blossom to just launch them up in the air, and it's just too much damage. But hold on, may one last fight pa ata yung Olfu, pero ang sabi ni Don, tama na, as we are going to close out the game in not even 30 minutes. 29 is all it takes. Nezu fighting for his team's life, habang si Mr. Blue nandun lang, tamang flame splitter lang, tas si Don na nga ang babasag ng Nexus. And that is it. Capybara. What a barrage of moves that they did. Once they stopped, they never went back.
Dude, kahit nga si Devour na pabisita ngayon ng live stream, and he said, not bad Galata. Commending the performance of Galata right now, and grabe talaga yung performance na pinakita sa atin ng Capybara. It's just astounding, refreshing as well on why we just love these players as well. Grabe yung performance doon. Grabe yung performance ni Myken. I can still remember his performance ng Aurora sa isang other national tournament natin, and it's traumatizing if you're the one on the other side.
It really is. Nakita mo kanina, possibly defendable pa, defable pa yung base, pero Van just exploded as soon as the equalizer was laid out. Nasunog na yung pakpak, kumbaga yung feathers, di ba? Ang ibon, pagka nasunog ang pakpak niya, nahirap na lumipad yan. Tapos, niyelo pa nung ating Aurora. So, you know, talagang Cap unleashed the final blow in this matchup, and they would take the win.
Big win, definitely, for Capybara. they set out a really good standard now for teams as well. I think isa sa mga looking forward nila na makalaban. Of course, syempre, ngayon, natalo na yung Olfu. Step up na. I think Galata wants to challenge Devour this time. The brothers in arms, now rivals this time in this tournament. I like it as well. Dawn gonna be battling against Mist. I just can't wait.
A lot of story behind that one, pero iintayin pa natin yan. Kumbaga, ano to patikim, the building up doon sa eventual match up nila talaga. And if you're going back to the match, I just want to point out that Olfu had their time, Olfu had their opportunity, pero yung isang team fight doon sa top lane was actually the one that turned the game on its head. Quite literally.
Natuwa pa ako sa sinabi ni Daniel Vincent dito. Oh my God. Grabe. By the way, Daniel Vincent is really good at making music. If you want to support him in his music, please do check him out sa profile niya. He has stuffs on Spotify and all, then sa YouTube channel din. Sabi niya kasi si Don pasikat daw sa manager ng Olfu. Pasikat daw siya sa manager ng Olfu. Oh my God.
Ano pala yun?
Don is really talented, man.
Points.
I think is one of the people na kailangan din talaga ma-recognize. I mean, he's already recognized in people that is already in the scene, especially yung mga familiar sa mga OGs talaga. Pero for the new generation, I think kailangan na makilala din yan. Yung
nakilala ko na siya.
Na yan.
It was a statement match. And boy, oh boy, he didn't drop a single death, no?
No.
In that...
Mamaya maglaro kay tate pa. Uy.
It was just outstanding in that game. Oh my, Capybara. They look very promising. And if I'm not mistaken, di ko pa pala pwede yata sabihin yung
nakakamiss nga din ng time na nakakasama pa na sila a different band, Bansu. Kasama na sila Calumnia, sila Crescio, sila Ensu, yung sa Ayang Global Esports siya. Kasi yun yung time dati last year na sa mga off-season na content creator tournaments noon for League of Legends, sila yung champion sa lahat. And yung
straight
kanina na muntik na as in lahat kinumpleto nila Infinity Zone. Buong 5 sila yung champion, tapos durug lahat ng matchup. They even won against West Point Esports Academy at that time, if I'm not mistaken.
Generation of Miracles.
Sila. Literal generation of miracles sila nun, supposedly, until nung yung main event na sayang yun para sa kanila at that time. Pero okay lang. Ngayon naman nagpapakitang gilas ulit si Kyle, si Don. Yan.
Docs!
Grabe ka na, Kyle Sobera. I mean, lahat naman kilala siya.
He's very well known, man. So props to that dude. He's amazing. And that's one word that I can describe him. He's amazing. He's damn good as well. But with all jokes aside, we have our winners for today. The ones would be proceeding sa ating 1-0 category because they would be proceeding into 1-0 category. Syempre, mga talo ngayon would be on the 0-1. So it's West Point Esports Academy. You have Fervent Esports. You have Life is Roblox. And you have Capybara. Both. And all pala. Reaching that 1-0 status. One step closer to that playoffs. Pero ito muna ang highlights sa kung anong nangyari sa ating final match of the day.
Lupit talaga ng... Actually, nagustuhan ko yung laban nito kasi back and forth talaga. We saw both of these teams really giving their all here in this game. We saw Olfu getting really good plays. Then we saw Capybara taking control once they got their power spike. That was the one thing I was actually quite nervous about. Kasi umpisa, he would be able to reduce their damage. Wala pa silang item. Ni first item, wala pa sila. Pero nung nagkaroon na sila ng first item, dun na nagsimula eh. Actually, this was the last time na kinaya nila i-resist yung damage. This fight, this exact fight. The next fights, oh my God, doon na nagsimula na parang, oh my God, that damage.
Nagkakaroon na ng ano eh.
Mikey,
there's a disturbance in the multiverse.
And one of the reasons why they were able to make that happen is because during the fights na pantay yung kill score nila, yung kills kasi napupunta kay Don, pati kay Mikean, it was the gold funneling. So, amplified kaagad, accelerated kaagad talaga yung game nila, itemization sila. Meanwhile, sa side ng Olfu, medyo delayed kasi scattered yung gold.
Yeah. And I think it was this fight right here na makikita natin na Nezu was still doing his thing amidst the chaos, but later on, it was just a different story overall. And yeah, Capybara from that point forward, narahin pa rin talaga highlight no? Drive by ni Boss Kageyoshi, saktong-sakto.
Oh, sobrang natuwa ko doon sa totoo lang kasi parang nakakatawa, deja vu. And ito yung scoreboard natin, 29-19 man. This is an amazing performance by Capybara. Great performance by Olfu, kaso I think it's not enough for them to actually shine. I think medyo may mga kailangan sila ayusin dito, especially with their current state, of course, na hindi roles nila, yung iba sa kanila, hindi nila roles yung meron sila ngayon. Like Swoof, nasa jungle siya na mas trip niya, or masakit na natin siya nag-shine dati sa top lane talaga. Meanwhile, sa side ng Capybara, they have their own roles, as in designated talaga. Mikean and Don, 23 kills total. Combined. Silang dalawa pa lang lamang na sila sa kills. Total ng Olfu.
2016 Lebron. Yung performance Don
receiving the MVP is definitely well deserved. I think this guy naka-shirt pa nga siya ng Liab di ba? Naka-Liab Esports shirt pa siya, yung isa sa mga dati ng org. And we just keep wanting this player, this guy to shine. And I think nakakatuwa na makita na nangyari yun.
He really did shine. Hindi lang shine. Parang flashbang na yung nangyari. Talagang ito. Papakita ko. 13-0. It's not a feat that you can just accomplish sa mga tournaments. And also, to mention, Olfu, Ember Phoenix, despite being a collegiate team, ang daming players dyan na talagang considered as pro level na already. So, that just goes to show the performance that Capybara gave out in this head-to-head matchup nila for round number 1. But Olfu, still room to bounce back pa rin naman. Hindi pa to katapusan ng kanilang journey dahil makikita pa natin ng mga teams natin maglaro bukas once again. And I think Capybara, wholesome, pinakita ang lakas ng Pinas. Liab talaga, nagliyab uli si Boss Don doon sa matchup na yun.
Grabe ka na, Don Tooth.
It's still the Don Tooth.
Ito yung nakakatawa because we have this Swiss format, so of course the next matchups are gonna be a little adjusted and more balanced, I may say. Yung mga nanalo, sila yung maglalaban sa isa't isa. So, West Point, Fervent, Life is Roblox, and Capybara, sila yung magkakatapat-tapatan dyan na magkakaroon sila ng matchups yan for 1-0. Then, the rest will have to battle against each other. And, syempre, i-shuffle kasi yan. That's why there's no slots just yet. I-randomize yan to make sure that everything is balanced and fair. Pero, yan yung format naman tayo. Kaya nakakatawa yung Swiss format. It's very similar to Worlds, right? You have many chances.
So tomorrow, there would actually be 2 teams na mamamaalam na muna dito sa ating torneo. And make sure guys to actually tune in doon sa mga upcoming pang matches. And kung gusto nyo mag-tune in talaga, yung mapapanood nyo ng maayos, eto na yung para sa inyo, X34 ng Predator. Conquer the Curve. The Predator X34's Infinity Widescreen is your new battleground. Dive into the abyss, wreak havoc, and claim victory. Also, you can get it at the available na sa Acer Predator concept stores, authorized resellers, and the Acer online store.
Yung grabe talaga. If you want to master the game as well, you can get X39 with the Predator X39 expansive display. Every war is an epic, and every frame is harmony in hertz. Plunge into the abyss, unleash your destructive power, and reshape reality. Shop now at Acer Predator Concept Stores, authorized resellers, or the Acer online store. Sa akin lang naman, I guess closing remarks ko, sobrang natuwa ako sa mga games na meron tayo today. I think it's really fun to support these players, these teams na laging bumabalagbag. I think we're seeing really great changes as well sa mga rosters na meron tayo sa ibang teams. I think we're seeing developments. I think we're seeing really good shines by other players, by other teams as well. Congratulations sa mga nanalo. Pero wag naman kabahan yung mga natalo kasi you still have like, you can still lose 2 more times and still qualify, I think. Kasi may laban kahit 0. Meron kang kalaban kahit 0-2 ka na. Parang ganun. So even if they lose tomorrow.
Nakalagay yata sa bracket kanina, 0 and 2 would land na ata doon sa, you know,
we'll check that out. Pero yun ang sa akin.
And for me, I just want to take note sa competition level ngayon dito sa Predator League Philippines 2026. The top 8, parang this has been the most closest top 8 that I have ever seen in any tournament ever. Kitang-kita mo yung level of play nila, makikita mo talaga yung mastery nila when it comes to the game, and it just goes to show that they really deserve the top 8. And I'm just speechless. Yeah, para pa rin akong bata na nanonood ng mga esports games, sa mga pustahan sa com shop with the level of competitiveness that they're offering. And yeah, and for me, final remarks, talagang final na. Please watch pa rin bukas as they will be back. Giang and Salvatore will take over the desk. And that is it for me. And Boss Giang, I think so, yun na ata rin yun para sa kanya. Giang and Kaori would be signing off muna for today. Predator League Philippines 2026. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Maraming salamat. Yeah, and I think that's GG's for tonight.